Warning: the following audio may contain coarse language and other material that may not be suitable for a younger audience. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, we may spoil anything and everything, so you've been warned.
He's like,
wait,
fuck,
I'm
I
sorry.
feel like she goes, Quincy now.
How in the fuck did he get Quincy powers?
His mom
was a Quincy.
His mom was
No! Oh!
which I know you're probably
His
thinking.
mom was killed on purpose as well.
You're probably thinking, why did she die then? But hey, we move.
He's literally facing all.
You can't even look at it. Hey everyone, welcome to the first NAC podcast, where we will be discussing anime power systems. Now, the reason for this is because as a comic company, we want to kind of give you an insight on what we think about, different story elements, what makes a story good, and what better way to do that than in podcast form. Today, we have our special guest, the Black Critic guy, aka Tony.
Oh, is this the part where I jump in? Yeah, sorry, you caught me with your speech. I'm like, man, this guy is
God damn it,
professional.
Tony, we've been practicing.
Okay, redo everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Everybody, it's me, Tony, the Black Critic guy. I was reached out by our good friend Ozzy here to be a part of this podcast, this adventure that we're starting, and I'm very honored. I'm really excited, and hopefully I can contribute in a, what's it called? Not a positive way. I'm thinking like productive. I could contribute to this podcast in a productive way.
I'm sure you can. To be honest, we want to just kind of keep this, lighthearted, such also, fun as well.
Oh, of course.
Also,
we got Marcus. It's already fun.
I mean, to be honest, you could even say that he's out of this world.
Oh
Are we
man.
really gonna be doing the dad jokes right now?
I mean, they'll join in sometime, so we'll see.
I guess they're light years away.
Guys, we're nerdy already, and now you're gonna make us even extra nerdy with the dad jokes.
Don't you know? Nerd is in. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, there's like all these niche brands that sell like T-shirts that have the word nerd on them. So
Nerd is in, but I don't think dad jokes are in ever.
No, never.
2021.
You don't
I've
roll
never
up
pulled
into
a
a
girl
club and tell a
with a dad
girl
joke.
a dad joke, and she'd be like, "You know what? I'm gonna end up with that man tonight."
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
never gonna happen.
Never.
We'll see. So some of us hold out hope. All right. I'm just drinking. Let me make this full screen. How do I do that? Is it F11?
F5.
F5.
F5 refreshes. Might be.
I was about to say, wait a minute, F5 refreshes.
This guy.
I haven't been at work for a while. Can you tell?
This damn pandemic, dog. I'm telling you.
This guy. You know what?
Is that
I'll just
F11?
do it this way.
Yeah, there we go.
It was F11.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't doubt yourself.
I really shouldn't have. So yes. Next on the podcast we have Marcus, who is the creator of our flagship comic at NAC, Shango.
That is me.
Yeah.
I be doing that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So before we jump straight into it, just a quick wellness check because we are in very strange and uncertain times. How's everyone doing during this lockdown / pandemic era? In fact, it's such strange times that I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Osayan Koi, or you can call me Ozzy, and I am the founder of New Africa Comics and your host for this podcast.
You first, Marcus.
Thanks, man. I feel, you know what? I feel like I've gained weight, but good weight. You know what I mean? When waking up every morning, doing a workout, then going back to sleep.
He hops off the bed, hops in the bed. Hops off the bed, hops in the bed.
Dude, I don't know what day it is. For all I know, it could be a Sunday. It could be a bank holiday. I don't know.
You know what day it is? It's rest day. Get back to bed.
There you go.
Yeah, man. But how you guys been
Sundays a
doing?
week.
How you been doing?
Tony, you want to go first, or do you want to go second?
Oh,
I was talking
just
to
like
Tony.
just like Marcus, I gained weight, but it's not the good way. It's the damn it. I was on the path to bettering my life. I kid you not. I picked the wrong year to say, you know what, it's time for a diet, because I did it. It was going well. Then March came, and then it all went to hell. And I'm just like,
2 months in.
and I was doing, guys, I was doing so well. I honestly was. And then, boom, pandemic, sit your ass down and just eat all this junk food.
Dude, I was supposed to go to Mexico.
Oh, did you at least get your money back?
Yeah, I got my money back. But
It's funny.
I want to
you
go
were going
Mexico.
It's funny. You were supposed to go to Mexico. I was supposed to go to Tennessee for my father's 50th birthday. And then
Damn.
pandemic. Too bad. Can't go.
Oh, jeez. I mean,
Shit.
as far as myself, you know, aside from, you know, running NAC, I'm also a PhD student, and yeah, it's slowed everything right down. So haven't done much lab work in the last couple months, but slowly being allowed back in right now. So just kind of like adjust to the rules. So it's essentially trying to do the same thing I was normally doing with like 20 kg ankle and wrist weights.
I was about to say, like, so did you miss it? Like, did you miss doing the work, or were you like, oh, thank God, I don't have to do all of this crap right now. It's getting to me.
Well, the thing is, it's a mix, right? Because part of me is like that, and then part of me is like, I was understanding it. I was on a roll, and then it's like, I'm gonna have to like, you know, trying to get back on the horse right now.
So basically, like me with my diet, I was on a roll, and then
and then the Chi-Chi train came in and said, "Nah, nigga, sit down."
No, the choo-choo train kept rolling into my mouth with all the food. See, I stopped the choo-choo train, and then the choo-choo train went.
That's a lot of Ben and Jerry's on that spoon.
Oh man, you have no idea. Just McDonald's and chips. I should be, you know what? I'm surprised I'm not Fat Albert. Like, I should have been on here like, hey, what's going on, guys?
It doesn't help in the UK either, because we got 50% off like most fast food right now. So yeah, it's still going to be a long.
See, they make it.
We're not allowed to go
damn
out.
hard. They make it so damn hard not to gain weight.
Being
How many
healthy,
percent off?
50.
Holy Lord, Jesus!
You know what?
Supposed to make it more expensive.
Look, he's sweating now.
It's as simple as this: being healthy is an expensive pastime.
Yeah,
It is. It really.
Well, you
it
just
really
not eat.
is.
Be
It doesn't
poor and
work
starve.
like that. It doesn't work like that. Trust me. Starving yourself does not work the way you think it's gonna work.
Because you make up for lost time.
Oh my God.
All that extra bread in life.
So besides the pandemic and gaining weight, what are we talking about in this podcast, fellas?
Yes. So we have a tier list podcast today, where we will be discussing different anime power systems, as I first introduced. Now, the reason for this is because, like I said, I feel like, especially in shonen or seinen type animes, power systems that they implement really help to like tell the story. And as like a comparison to, you know, American comics or like movies, power systems in anime tend to be very like technical and have like essentially like a hard magic system, basically, as opposed to let's say a Harry Potter, where, you know, you can just kind of like do spells and stuff. There doesn't really seem to be much kind of like technical laws into it, compared to, let's say, Nen in Hunter x Hunter. So what we have here is a ranking list from S rank, which is for the top tier power systems, the ones that demand our respect, to the Z rank, which means that it's just, yeah, we know the alphabet, but this is for
Ozzy. Does that say E? That's supposed to be an F.
Oh, do you mean?
Does that say E?
Wait.
Yeah.
A, C, D, E. What?
No,
Are you
I
talking about?
guess.
Is that E or is that an F?
That's a E, and this is a Z.
Well, I thought we were going like you know how there's A B C D F because there's no E.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
F grade. I see what you're saying.
But so
I
you
was
want
getting
to?
scared.
Okay.
Sorry, you want?
We'll just go down the line like it usually. Don't worry. I just thought it was kind of funny that there's an E there. I'm like, wait, I thought that was an F.
Oh, right. But I thought you wanted to skip E. Actually,
No. Keep Z, but F is usually used for grading. I keep fading in and out into the.
right. I thought it. I didn't. You know what? I thought it was alphabetical.
No. A B C D F.
F. Yeah.
Mhm.
Haven't you played Devil May? Wow.
I mean,
Devil May Cry.
clearly, this just shows how good I am at these games. That
Yeah, man.
Well, clearly it shows you that you've been failing in class, is what it's been showing you.
no, it shows I'm not failing, which is why I don't know. I didn't know that there was exactly. I don't see the
fuck. It's an F, my dude.
That's what it is. It's
exactly that. All right, let's do this right now.
God.
It's a little
That
ratchet,
is
but hey.
hilarious. That is hilarious. See, who says we can't have fun in the pandemic, guys?
exactly. All right. So the format is we've got these list of animes at the bottom. We'll take turns, kind of like talking about them, explaining the power systems, maybe key practitioners. Have a little pro and con debate, talking about whether it's consistent, its impact over the story, its creativity, the appearance, and then finally we'll rank it and move down the list, and then we'll have a final look. And that's going to be the podcast.
Dope.
Oh, you know, Ozzy, I hate that I forgot to do this.
Go on.
We forgot to put the Fate series in this one.
Oh.
That would have been a good power, right? Because remember, they all have different classes. Different classes are stronger than other classes. Depending on what class you have will determine whether or not.
We should do a Fate tier list later.
Ooh.
Like, how much Fate have you guys watched?
I've seen Zero and Unlimited Blade Works.
I've seen all except for the spin-offs. Like, I haven't seen Fate Order or Fate. I saw a bit of Fate Apocrypha, but mostly the mainline Fate series.
You need to branch off into the weird shit. Because it's really, really good. It's really good. I 100%.
You're talking like Apocrypha and
Apocrypha, Babylonia. As someone that writes a lot about mythology, Fate is really good at interpreting.
Oh no, I agree. I agree.
That. Yeah, so that's 100%. We need to do this.
I mean,
there you go. Now you have a new idea, Ozzy. Prepare the Fate series tier list, please.
And there's a lot of champion heroes.
Yeah.
All right. You would have a field day ranking the champions, man.
I mean, Gilgamesh is S tier. That's automatic.
I mean, which Gilgamesh are we talking about?
Yeah, which Gilgamesh are we talking about? We're talking like Fate Stay Night?
Fate Zero.
Like
Fate Zero Gilgamesh. Fate Zero.
Are we talking about Babylonia? Have you seen the Babylonia one?
Oh,
He's
I haven't seen that one.
He's a spellcaster there.
Oh, he's a spellcaster.
Oh my god.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Wait, really? A spellcaster?
And he's a good guy.
Oh.
I don't believe you. I literally don't believe you.
I don't believe you. Watch it. I'm telling you, man.
I don't believe you. Gilgamesh, a good guy? Come on, man. Get rid of
I'm telling you, he's a good person.
If you say so. But that's not the tier list we're working on, isn't that right, Ozzy?
No. Exactly. We're working on this anime tier list of power systems from different, popular series that I feel like between all of us, we've seen them all. Some of us have seen every single one. I'm not pointing fingers, Marcus.
I have no life. This is before.
That's what you call a name drop, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, and we are starting with. We're just going to go in order. So we'll start with JoJo. JoJo Bizarre Adventure. Where do you? First of all,
S.
S immediately. I mean, we're gonna have a ranking without. We'll
Is
put it in there
anyone
for a
fan?
minute, and
Anyone a fan?
we'll discuss and see how it can move, right? So, you know, in JoJo, the power system is it's kind of changed. So it started off with Hamon, which was essentially almost like a breathing technique kind of power system. But I'm not going to talk too much about that because the main thing, which is the source of all the memes and all the hype nowadays, is the stands, which is essentially like this
Stand power.
essentially like this like astro projection type of entity that
It's your fighting will that personified essentially.
exactly which has different powers per person. However, you know, based on minor spoiler here, based on the end of Star Wars Crusaders, you know, sometimes they can have similar powers with the whole time free stuff or the world. Okay, so you Marcus is saying S rank for this, right?
I just want to get base out. So as someone that watched a lot of these animes and is, I want to say that the power systems have to what's the word, coincide with the world. So it shouldn't be used as a tool to increase any specific character for them to accomplish something just because they needed to. It has to be explained well enough. So like take for JoJo, each stand is very different. You have different ranges, stats, and all of that. But you have ways that the hands can be used differently. Say there's two different there's two different water stands in the anime, and you get to see them used differently. Man, I can't talk. This echo in my
Hey, what's wrong? You were on the roll and then you're like, I can't do it.
Is that what it sound like?
I need me a cuppa.
I need me a coffee, mate. No, but
Marcus,
that's what I
having a
mean.
laugh.
Yeah. No, but that's
You were on the roll. What happened?
the echoes. The
Oh,
echoes.
it's really throwing you off.
You could say it was a reverb. JoJo fans will get that one.
I'm letting that one fall on crickets.
No, you won't get that because you're not JoJo.
I know. Wait.
Echoes.
I've watched JoJo,
Reverb.
but I'm not giving you that one.
Kill the her.
But yeah, I get what you're saying in terms of how I don't necessarily kind of agree. I feel like the power systems can be used to benefit you to like, you know, progress in the world, but and it depends on how universal the power system is, right? So in JoJo, it seems that stands were just awakened in select people.
Yeah, then it gets a bit crazy.
Yeah. But the versatility of the powers was very interesting. Create appearance, that's really cool. The only thing is, I don't understand the limits. So you have, you know, one practitioner who all they can do is send purple vines from their fingers and wrists.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Whereas another one can stop time.
Yeah. Where's
the rationale? Like, what? Why?
Well, it just be like that.
I think for that, I can't give it S tier for that.
Oh,
you remind me of Joe Pesci from The Irishman. He's like, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I can't tell you why Araki decided that. I mean, it's all. I mean, later on you'll see different uses of the time variant.
Yo, Marcus, I have a brilliant idea, mate. When you talk, you should take your headphones off and then put it back on when you're done talking. That way you're not distracted. Brilliant.
This is
Give me my
three
PhD.
people. 3 people. Wait, let me take out. Oh, wait, this is a lot better. Yo, I can talk.
You can talk.
I can talk. You
Now,
sing. I
if
can
you want to
dance.
defend your point,
Oh,
have free range.
There
no,
you
what
go.
was I saying? That was the question.
I was
You
just
were
saying that I
saying-
demoted it to A rank because of I don't understand how the system works as a whole. And the reason I make that kind of point is because it doesn't need to, right? But I would like personally some level of fundamental laws in it because I feel like that really, really helps the story progress, or
I mean,
it makes things
most of the time it's based off what's it called? Your initial fighting will,
Mhm.
and it has nothing else to do with anything else. It's generally a random ability, and what you get is what you deal with, and how you
when
deal
you
with.
mention when you mention it
There's-
like that, if it's random, then
Yeah.
you can't put it S because it's more dependent on what you get. Right?
Okay, so it's 2v1 now. Okay, I see.
No, okay. Just full disclosure, I've never seen any JoJo. I'm an outsider in this, but the way you describe it, if you're saying that the powers are not based on any sort of rigid structure, it's a more of a chaos theory element kind of thing where if by chance you'll get a power. Which
Okay,
means
most
that
of the
there's
time-
no real understanding of how the structure works. Like, oh, if you get this thing, you're this powerful, and if you get this
Okay,
thing, you're this
I'm explaining,
powerful.
Aura. Okay.
Okay.
So what I mean by fighting will is also tied with your personality. So you can see Joe. So Ozzy, you've seen Joro.
Yeah.
He punches a lot. He's angry. You can see his stand is a punchy guy. He doesn't like that shit. You've seen Joseph. His stand is a vine. He's an old man. He's used Hamon. He's used nature as a weapon. So it's going to be an extension of his standing ability. Who else have you seen?
Everything up to Diamond is unbreakable.
Look at even the main Josuke.
Mhm.
He's a punch guy, but his ability is to revitalize stuff. So and his nature is very nice and warm and kind. You've seen that.
Yeah.
You can see that how their natures affect their stands.
Did you
see
just say he's nice
it's
and
very
warm
explosive,
and
but
kind?
quite explosives.
It's a weird. It's weird, but yeah. So he's like quick to anger, but also has like a slight soft side, and that reflects in his stand because I think after he punches something, like it gets reformed.
Reverted back.
So it's like
It
a
get
destruction,
back
and
to
then
its
gets
tribal.
reverted back to
Yeah.
a slightly distorted form.
Depending on how if he wants to distort it. Right?
Okay, yeah.
That's a choice.
So like he
So
could break a chair and then reform it into a wonky chair or a fully formed
A regular chair.
Yeah,
exactly. So with that being said, can you please put JoJo back to S?
I mean, this is a democracy.
I'm not convinced though.
Yeah, this is a democracy. You know what? At the end, we'll have a final kind of look and discussion around all of them. But for the moment, we have to keep this an A. We have to keep this an A.
All right, that's cool.
I go so far to say B, but
Oh, you know what? I feel like A
You just
is
say B.
A is a good middle point. So we've got one S, one A, one B. Just keep it an A.
Yeah.
you know, because I'm the special guest, you should put it at B. Make me feel good about myself.
He's waving his privileges.
I mean that does
privilege.
that is that is.
No,
I might just quit for
that
now.
is. I know. I'm kidding. I'm about to say that is a good argument. But hey,
I'll take my comic and leave.
All right, on to the next one. Fire Force. Now, first of all, how many of us have seen it? I've seen it. Marcus, you've seen it? Sorry, Tony.
No, I was making a joke like.
Yeah. I've seen it.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna tap out on this one, guys.
All right, gut reaction for me for Fire Force as a power system. I'm gonna give it a solid B, like a strong B.
Yeah. I was. If you said A, I wouldn't have been mad.
Mm-hmm.
But B, so far what they've done, I'm enjoying it. With the different explanation, they finally explained.
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. Let's move it to A.
Generations. Exactly. Yeah. They've given different generations.
That's all it took to convince you. You know what? Yeah,
No, it's just like it was initial gut reaction for B, and then the reason why I moved to A is when you mentioned the word generations, because what makes a good power system is how much it's how it's used, and it can be used in different ways. In Fire Force, it's intrinsic to the story, and there's interesting variations in what they do with it. So, brief background in Fire Force in terms of its power system is that out of nowhere, people just started spontaneously combusting, which, you know, as you do in anime.
Happens in real life.
It's basically then one day the Fire Nation attacked.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, but imagine if that happened.
When the Fire Nation attacked.
One day demons attack.
But imagine if like you became the Fire Nation randomly, and instead of being able to control your fire, you turned into like this half kind of like demonic monster which was on fire. That was all what's called an inferno.
That's actually kind of funny. I can just imagine. Hey honey, you know, I had a great.
No, literally.
That's how it goes.
Literally like that. It's like you're on the train. Next thing you know, you're just like, oh, wonderful.
Oh well.
You're about to get your first kiss.
Yeah. Honestly. So that was kind of like the first. That's like kind of like ground zero, right? And then the generations after that, essentially had slight variations into how that spontaneous combustion manifested. So after that generation, subsequent ones would not spontaneously combust, and would instead gain a fire control ability based on that.
Manipulation.
Yeah. So second generation ones are able to manipulate fire, so they won't be able to produce anything. However, if they are around fire, they can manipulate it in their own unique ways. Third generation ones are actually able to produce fire. And then there's even some characters in Fire Force which have both second and third generation abilities. So they're able to produce and manipulate fire. And it goes from, you know, producing huge fire blasts to thin plasma.
Which is fucking dope.
Yeah, magnetism, exactly, electricity.
Explosions, kinetic energy. It really gets in depth to like how they convert fire and its different uses. Like certain people use it for healing, certain use it for detonation, certain use it people to accelerate or decelerate, and even to convert the what's it called, thermal energy.
Yeah,
with you saw the ice pillar.
Yes, exactly. So they are good. There's a decent understanding of the different ways thermal energy or the different thermal laws. Now, obviously, you know, it's fiction, but they even go as far as, you know, giving one character the ability to somewhat pause time by increasing his thermal expansion of the universe. It's very wishy-washy. Yeah, it's kind of wishy-washy.
It's some JoJo shit.
Pause time.
What's up? That's why JoJo should be S tier, because everyone's following JoJo. You know what?
JoJo isn't the first one to stop time, all right?
I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds like a fanboy to me.
He's just salty that it's A tier.
I'm a fan.
A is still good. A is still good. You can argue a case at the end.
I will bust out some JoJo books right now.
You bust them out, and I'm gonna look at you like this. I have no idea what that is. Oh, he's getting it. He's getting it. Oh, you did it. He busted it out.
Fair enough.
He pulled it. He pulled it out of the darkness. He said, "Let there be light," and then there was JoJo.
There we go. See, you know, Araki has spoken. S tier.
Again, we'll revisit that at the end. But as far as Fire Force is concerned, based on how we've kind of like described it and the intricacies in which it uses it, so I think Fire Force does what I've heard Neil deGrasse Tyson say once, which I think is really interesting, and I enjoy it as well. He goes, get the facts right, then distort them at your leisure.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things Fire Force does is the creator clearly has an understanding of different thermodynamic laws and principles, and he puts them in the story and then distorts them to tell the story, which ends up creating a very like connected and interesting world. So for me, that's A tier. You know what? Yeah, that's A tier. That's A tier.
Were you about to say S?
I did, but I feel like there's other candidates that are going to be an S, and I feel like I can't be too eager. Not yet.
Yeah. You
Okay.
do that.
All right. Everyone cool with A?
Yeah.
All right. No worries. Actually, so we don't keep talking about ones that we haven't seen. We've all seen, I believe.
Wait, what's the next one?
Next one's Promised Neverland, but I could pick one from anywhere.
Oh yeah, I haven't. I'm actually. If you go to my channel when this video goes up, I might have a wink wink review of a wink wink that show.
Wink, wink.
Wink. I'm sorry. I my eyes. There's something in there. Wink.
But you're saying it though.
I mean, it's the winking.
It's
the winking. Exactly. It's the winking that sells it. You know what? Let's go with Avatar right now because I feel like we want.
Speaking of the Fire Nation.
Exactly. Segues. Now
smooth.
I'm putting that immediately yes. And here's my reasons why. I will move it if the congregation disagree.
I fucking
let me
dare
preach.
You, Marcus, to make an argument about this. I fucking dare you. Go for it.
Let me preach. All right.
Preach, brother.
So,
preach.
The thing about bending in Avatar is the fact that it is so pivotal to the storytelling that a lot of the key elements and key events happen depending on whether someone's bending is stronger or not as strong. So for instance, even the finale of the Fire Nation attacking, that coincided with Sozin's comet, which caused their fire bending to be at its strongest. So that key element there and how it interacted with the world, the key element of the power system there, directly impacted the story and where it was going to go. On top of the fact that it is intricate enough that you can kind of assume. There was times when I was watching season 1 and I was assuming what could happen in the future. Like if they can bend water, then surely they can start bending water all around. And then it teases that and then ends up following through to that in terms of blood bending. We have water in our bodies. We're 70% water. And then Katara gains that ability, begrudgingly. But going on from there, you've got and I feel like they all have almost like evolutions that make sense. So, from water, you can go to like blood bending or bending water in binds. Earth bending, you can go to metal bending. Fire to lightning. Again, similar to what Fire Force kind of did there. Air only really got its elevation in the Legend of Korra issue, and that again, I'm biased against Korra in terms of that season or that saga.
We're really gonna go there right now?
We're not.
I was on your side, man.
I didn't watch Korra. I thought Korra was trash.
The dark side now. I will pull a Unalak on you.
But that's part of the reason why I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to say that I'm just going to point to take from Korra the evolution of airbending, which is flight. So you can bend the air around you and start flying. And yeah, it made so much sense. It was integral to the story. It was integral to the politics of the world. Even the reason why the Fire Nation attacked in the first place, because they were able to produce. They were one of the few elements apart from air that were able to produce their element out of nothing, which meant they were always ready they could always fight.
On sight.
Exactly. They're always strapped. Whereas, with waterbender, they need a source of water. Earthbender, they need a source of earth. Put them in an ice prison, they're kind of stuck. So yeah, that's my sermon as to why Avatar is S tier.
Man said the
I
sun.
gotta hear what Marcus has to say now. I gotta hear this.
No, Tony, you obviously agree, right?
You see my eyebrows?
We see him.
I just want to take note of what does it say underneath at the bottom of the screen. It says NAC ranking of anime power systems.
Don't you start with the fucking semantics.
Put that bitch in Zeta, nigga.
Don't you fucking start with the whole semantics that this on anime inspired, bitch. Come on. That ain't no cartoon.
It ain't anime, nigga.
They do blood bending. You ever seen a cartoon do blood bending before?
Nigga, when I see the credits, why can I read the names so easily?
I mean, okay,
I can read the names so easily.
Let's put it this way.
Let's go.
Yes, it's not an anime, but it's a good power system that deserves, in my opinion, as an honorable mention.
We're not here to argue the qualifications of what is an anime. We're here to argue power systems. That's what I gotta say. Ain't nobody putting that shit in the Z.
I just don't want to be an S tier. I just don't want to be an S tier.
Okay, I'm curious. Where would you want this to be?
What's your argument? I want to hear this.
It's just because it's not anime. I put it in A tier. It's good.
Just because it's not anime? That's not good enough, motherfucker. Come on.
Good power system, but it's not anime.
We've been putting everything in the A system. Can we just put something else? I am 100% on Ozzy's side, and he hit it on the nail.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah. The bending
but it's not anime.
It's a crucial element of that world. And the power the power rankings are clear and defined. Fire is at the top because of the fact that they can produce it out of nowhere and they can fight anywhere with it. And then probably below them would have been the air if air nomads still existed. Then after that would be earth, then it'd be water. Not to say water is harmless, but it's not as powerful because water is supposed to be the antithesis to fire. Fire is destructive, water is healing. They would be on opposite spectrums of a power ranking system. So there's that balance idea that Avatar perpetuates. It's a beautiful thing. And again, I was going to say, you mentioned about the air, you had mentioned about the core thing. I did find it funny, and I don't know if you thought of this, Ozzy. Airbending has existed for generations upon generation, yet you mean to tell me that a guy who just recently learned how to airbend, Mr. Zahir himself, is the only airbender in history that knew how to fly? I don't buy that.
That's some bullshit.
I mean,
I agree. That's kind of bull.
Well, let's think about it this way. History is written by the winners. So
true.
Come on, but it's the Avatar. You mean to tell me the Avatar couldn't learn how to fly?
Well, you say that, but did Korra?
Okay, but she sucks. I mean, she can't even pick one person to date. She can't pick one person to date.
Nah.
Is it Marco? Is it Asami? You guys date Marco again?
Hashtag Korra was out here doing entanglements before August.
My guy, we still in.
I know we still in.
S tier. All right, no shame.
Avatar S tier. Let's do that. All right, cool. You know what? I think it's time to go in the OGs, and let's move this. No, okay. Actually,
what's that?
Naruto himself.
That does not take that shit off the S tier. What are you talking about? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Why is not
okay? What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep moving down and see the reactions.
B at the best. Put it at B.
B at the best.
B. Oh.
B.
No, I can't tell. Like, one frustration I have with Naruto. I'm sorry to cut you off, Ozzy.
No,
it's so imbalanced in its power system. Sometimes this person is powerful, but then someone below them attains a power that makes them more powerful. Or the power of friendship takes over somebody's body and now they're powerful. And it's where Donkey Kong with their power system. It's hard to even gauge who is the most powerful. Sometimes people say, well, Naruto is the most powerful. I heard people on the Madara side saying he's still the most powerful. And like we were like dancing in a circle with these powers.
Damn straight. No. Personally, I think the whole idea of ninjutsu, genjutsu, and taijutsu is amazing.
Yes.
It's poorly portrayed in Naruto because all we get is ninjutsu, all
Yes.
ninjutsu.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the flashy things that we see are relegated. Well, the taijutsu is relegated to Might Guy. I mean, all the guy Rock Lee, those guys show you what the taijutsu is about at its fullest potential. And in the world they use it, but it's when you see it, it's minor. It's not
a build up.
implemented so well. Yeah. If you take a look at well, we've all seen the last episode of Naruto Shippuden, where Naruto and Sasuke are actually fighting. You can see in the combat between them, they show the importance of their hand signs, and how Naruto, Sasuke is trying to break Naruto's hand signs to stop him from doing clone jutsus because he knows that's his ace in the hole. And that is that implementation is probably one of the best. And again, if you go looking at the Might Guy versus Madara fight, he knew, like, Madara knows that only taijutsu could fuck me up, and he knows no one could rock him. No one could rock him. And then the guy comes out and he says, "You know, I've been training. I've been expanding this part of my arsenal. Let me open my gates." Wabam. And then he didn't win. And then he just get relegated to Tainan Genjutsu.
I mean, sorry, like it was such.
So,
the reason I laughed then is because, like, the way he just goes, yeah, he didn't win. I mean, we all know it, but I felt like that was extra depressing to be like, yeah.
That was the problem.
I mean,
I'm not even gonna go into the problem with Naruto right now.
Yeah. We're talking strictly about the power systems right now. Okay. My initial gut reaction was the nostalgia. And keep in mind, I purposely used an image of young Naruto here.
Yeah, I see.
Because
he's a fighting dreamer.
Exactly. Also, I think the openings from the first season, for me, better than the second.
The first series.
Yeah, first series had better openings for me than the second.
Preach.
That's just my opinion. But as far as the power system goes in Naruto, especially in the first season, you kind of saw the technicality being explained in it in a way that made sense. And as you were saying there, like, hand signs were an important factor of that. There was scenes where you would see them focus on what hand signs were being done.
Sorry, because you just reminded me of the actual main power system, chakra. It's poorly implemented. Naruto's gifted chakra from the get-go, not really working towards it. And that fucks up the scaling. Because he whenever he needs a power boost, he just goes like,
"Hey, you know what? That brings up a good point. What about the Akatsuki? They can fight these multiple tailed beings and beat them. They're supposed to be the most powerful creatures in the world. Exactly. And you're telling me that 3 guys with fucking amazing ninjutsu skills can take them down? Are you kidding me?
But hold on.
You're going to tell me the 4th Hokage can seal the Ninetale, who's supposed to be the most powerful one of them all, because he has such powerful chakra. He can seal him and his own son. Like, come on. That doesn't make any sense.
Here's the kind of pushback to that, right? Because, I just said Ninetale beasts are these huge chakra beasts that are like super powerful.
Yeah.
I thought an element of Naruto, which, at the very least keeps it in the top 3 tiers at the least, is the fact that there was an emphasis on, skill rather than raw power. And again, I know you're going to talk about Naruto's, trump card of Nine-Tailed Fox.
Well, I mean, Rock Lee has more skill than Neji, but he would lose to Neji.
Well, I mean,
because of chakra.
Okay, I jutsus is another element.
Because what you're born with.
The skills argument,
it's flawed. You can't use that in Naruto.
No, but hold on. Let me finish the point. So,
yes,
yeah, Nine-Tailed Fox more chakra than Third Hokage, right? The knowledge of ninjutsu and seeding techniques and the actual applications of chakra, the Third Hokage beats the Nine-Tailed Fox in that. So in that battle, he was able, and it wasn't just him; it was supporters from the village.
No, I see what you're saying.
They were able to, overcome that hill.
Raw power.
Yeah, through raw power. Yeah, overcome that raw power through their knowledge, their studies, and their know-how, which I think made a good power system. And again, the intricacies of chakra in Naruto, it allowed you, again, technicalities on how don't really matter, but it allowed you to kind of like run on walls, walk on water, all that kind of stuff. And there was, again, at least in the first series, there was a brief explanation on how that was possible, and there was a learning curve on doing that stuff, even with the Rasengan. Like, there was I forget how many episodes, but it took him a while to learn.
Teach you about natures and stuff. And
exactly, like nature. You could. There were extra elements added on top in terms of how you can have a normal Rasengan, you have a wind style Rasengan, you can add your nature elements onto it, and all that jazz. Right? So all those elements
sounds like a hot pocket.
All those elements, I think, are pro. I was on a roll.
Sorry, because you said you could add pineapple to that shit.
You can have sprinkles. You can have icing. You can get warm. You can get cold. Oh, geez.
Sorry.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Because keep in mind, I'm only giving you the pros of the chakra system. Obviously, the negatives and cons of the chakra power system are the fact that
it's not implemented well.
It gets poorly. It gets broken by the extra, again, visually cool things. Let's be real. Everyone, loved Sharingans when they first came out. We were like,
everyone loved the Susanos and shit.
What is this Sharingan? Oh, what's it? No, first it was like, what is the Byakugan? And then it was like, oh, Sharingan. Okay, forget Byakugan. They suck.
No, it was like, oh my god, he's got two tomas in his eyes. Holy shit, dude.
Sharingan is the more developed version of the Bakugan anyway.
Yeah,
it's a shit power.
You
know what's a shit power? The Sharingan. You go blind for more uses of it. You're a ninja. You need to see shit, my guy.
I mean, you could be a blind ninja.
You can be a blind ninja. I was just about to say that.
How effective can a blind ninja be?
Dude,
it depends. When you have the power of...
Nigga, you jumping through trees.
You don't need
how you gonna
see?
To
be a strong ninja. You hear it. Listen to the wind.
Again, if you're that powerful, where you've exhausted your Sharingan, hey, you probably could burn down the forest. So therefore, you don't need to walk through it.
I bet.
So there you go. Like, deforestation, and that's not the best thing I'll promote. But hey, so that's my plea to keep Naruto at least.
Here's the question: what about like how they have like Genin and Chunin and Jonin is what it's called? What's the top rank?
Yeah, Jonin.
Jonin.
Hokage.
Do you think that level system is good?
Yeah, I like in theory, but then you got characters placed in specific situations. Like for the longest time, Naruto was a Genin. A lot of people forgot about that. He didn't pass his tuning exam.
I think
that nigga was saving people. He saved the whole village as a Genin.
I mean, to be fair,
so that's the problem.
Ketchum should have been on Pokemon Master like 18 years ago. But
I mean, you say that, but he's still 10. So no time on. No time lost.
He's found the fountain of youth.
Exactly. Okay, now that's a good point in terms of the actual, kind of like ninja rankings in Naruto. But to what
society's fucked. Their
By the way,
society
is Bleach in here? Oh my god, I'm gonna have a fucking field day with Bleach. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump the gun, but I'm gonna have a fucking field day. 'Cause we can't talk about Bleach and not talk about that fucking season 2 with the whole Soul Society. But anyway, continue.
Oh yeah, when we get there,
Let's save it. Let's save it. It's gonna be fun.
All right, cool. We'll keep that. We'll keep that in the back burner.
I mean, because I'm
back
done.
to Naruto and it's bullshit.
Okay, you know what?
And can I just say,
How about this? B for bullshit.
Can I just say to all you Naruto fans, I love Naruto. Naruto is actually the anime that made me love anime again. I don't want to be mean to it, but
goddamn,
if you want to look at it closely, and I promise you, you have to look at things more critically sometimes. You can't let your nostalgia get the best of you, because just because you liked it as a kid does not mean it's good either. I think Naruto was a great spectacle, had some decent storytelling, but that power system, it fluctuates. It's not consistent.
It turned to DBZ.
But that's true. The power system in DBZ is like fucking terrible, because you can't even tell anymore. Like, okay, this guy
is Goku really trying at this point?
Yeah, like
then once Goku, why did you just UI it now?
After everything Goku has done for us,
and he sent his grandson and said, "Go Tenks, do it." The fuck.
After everything Goku has done for you, you know, how many times has he sacrificed himself?
I think the only interesting thing that they mentioned. Oh, I don't want to jump on the Dragon Ball. We'll save that for one Dragon Ball. Back to Naruto though. Is there anything else we want to add with Naruto? Do we all agree?
Nah.
The on the B?
Yeah,
I think we got that consensus. Yeah, it's cool for B. Had, you know, as a power system, had a lot of potential, but I think it lost its way slightly, and you know, gave too much credit to some cooler visual aspects that kind of messed up its power system a little bit. But yeah, moving on from that, alchemy. Mr. Ed from, you know,
S tier.
It's S tier.
S tier.
S tier.
See,
I don't think anyone can fight me with that.
I've you know what? Well, let's park it there for now, right? Because keep in mind, you're saying alchemy is up there with bending, and in a similar way, alchemy really, you know, that was the main
lifeblood of the world.
Yeah, that was the main driver of the story. Like, it was a power system that was so intrinsic to the storytelling, and it added an extra layer of intrigue and mystery to it.
Mm-hmm.
So in that respect, I understand why it should be ranked highly. I don't necessarily understand the technicality of it, or necessarily even like the visual aspect, because it just seemed, you know, from the main characters, it was a clap, push. Others, it was like, oh, they had circles.
Here we go. Now let me explain.
Yeah.
So people,
I was about to say, get him, Marcus, because it's not just
put me in, coach.
Clap, smack. There's actually some there's a technicality to it.
Yeah,
and you actually need to be a bit smart. Like, that's why Edward was so good. He's a fucking prodigy.
He's not an idiot. Yeah.
Like,
no, I understand.
Anyway,
like, you have to make Marcus, a circle, and him clapping his hand kind of like makes that circle.
Let me explain.
Let me explain.
Okay, go on.
So, with certain people in that anime, they have gloves on that, and they have the alchemic seal that they need to use. With alchemy, you know, it's what's it called? Equivalent exchange. So what you put in, what you get out.
Oh, true. So you've got laws on that.
At that point, they've so take Mustang. He has gloves with seals on his hands, which allow him to have to explode, well, set things on
ignition powers.
Fire alchemy. To use fire alchemy.
Fire alchemy from the hands. But the way he had to learn it, he had to learn fire alchemy before even able to do that. The only person that was teach fire alchemy was the lady on his team, his father, and the alchemy was burnt onto her back, so he had to learn it through that. So he wasn't instantly gifted this. He had to go and seek this knowledge. The same way Ed had to seek the knowledge to find out, to bring back his mother. So all of this alchemy is rooted in knowledge that can be sought.
Yes.
And when it comes to the idea of other people having to draw circles, that's them being able having to do it. With Ed, he's a special case because he it's have you watched it? Because it's actually
I've watched all of it.
yeah. So you know that he committed a sin. And
Cardinal sin.
Cardinal sin. That cardinal sin allows him to bypass the laws of alchemy, so he doesn't have to do an alchemic circle and so anymore.
Yeah,
he can just clap, put his hand on it, and it transmutes it. That people who can do that have committed a sin.
Yeah,
and
just like his teacher.
Exactly. Now, with Father, he let them live because he needed them. He had to use them to eventually steal God.
Like, okay, now the thing about it is, like, the philosophy and theology in Fullmetal Alchemist is top tier. Like I've seen breakdowns of it. Like, it's one of the things where I was watching this, and you know when you're watching something, you're like, I'm comprehending it, but I'm not really comprehending it. Like, there's extra layers, and that's what I think merits its rewatch value, because you can, you know, like, after learning what the ending is and all the elements, rewatching it, you start to then pick up on things that will make more sense now. But I guess that's slightly tied into the power system a little bit in terms of how, as you said,
world affects alchemy.
Alchemy
affects the world.
So I think, okay, you know what? Okay, so technicality, I'll give it S tier in that. But in terms of the fights now, I don't know how.
Don't you even?
Wait. I'm not dissing the fights. And so in terms of the fights, right? I could never really understand, you know, why certain characters lost sometimes.
Like,
I'm trying to give them an example of.
Are you talking about like when Greed fought Wrath?
Yeah.
Greed with his he has like the ability to harden his body kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, if he just completely hardened, he wouldn't have no chance.
Well, that's what I was kind of getting at, where there is a sort of technicality, because it's not Dragon Ball and it's not Naruto where brute strength wins the day. Wrath is I would argue, the smartest character in the show. And the thing is, he didn't only beat you down brutally, but he could outwit you. That's how he was able to he didn't get the high position because...
You don't become the Führer for nothing.
Yeah, you don't become the Führer just because, you know, oh, I punched you, now I'm the Führer. He worked his way to the top. You don't get to the top like that without having some type of ingenuity, some intelligence, and being quite clever than most. Even if he was to fight Greed, and, you know, he would harden his body, there are methods to use that hardening against him.
Yeah.
He would have figured it out. So, and I think isn't his blade like strong enough to cut through his hardening? I don't remember, because I remember he cut off his hand at one point.
I think he was trying to harden, and his hardening didn't catch up to it.
He's
and
faster.
that's what I mean. He was smart enough to know the weaknesses of his power. He's able to analyze his opponents to get them. Wasn't there an episode where he like destroyed a tank by himself?
Yeah,
okay, no, that was cool.
He walked.
That was pretty cool.
Towards a tank and said, "Nah,
no, nigga, I got this."
Stop that.
That's what I mean. He finds the faults in that machinery. That machinery had more brute power than he did, but it was weaker in its defenses, and it wasn't as agile as he was. That, again, shows a bit of intelligence.
Okay, you know? And I guess that's related to alchemy, because Ralph is a product of alchemy.
Not to mention also, and this is kind of going on the whole power set, unlike in Naruto, Dragon Ball, and a lot of typical shonens, power levels are so vague and you can't really understand them. Sometimes the villain is more powerful than the hero, and then they're evenly matched. Here, it's very clear. Like
you either transmute or you don't.
Yeah, the 7 sins were practically untouchable. It took a whole group of alchemists to figure it out in order to get the better, get the better of them, I should say. And even with Father, it was hard to fight Father. You had to go through so many different obstacles to even just touch the guy. You couldn't kill him.
Actually, to add something to that just now that I just thought of, like thinking about the enhanced abilities Edward got from committing that cardinal sin. So that's essentially let's consider that as like the power of like one person. He's able to like do all this stuff now. Yeah. The fact that the Philosopher's Stones, which are the cause of the 7 sins, have hundreds or thousands of souls in them, it makes sense as to why they're untouchable, because they're drawing off the strength of thousands more people.
Souls.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about Scar.
True.
The critical edge to the whole idea of philosophy. The one that wants to destroy philosophy by using it. I'm sorry. Just find that amazing.
He's trying to blow our minds.
He starts the anime. He just wants to kill everyone because of philosophy, and he will die because of it.
I mean, talk about character progression.
He's another fine example of a guy that isn't as powerful as many of his enemies, but he's smarter than them, and he outwits them. That's how he wins. Like it's not just, again, it'd be one thing if it's just straight up, let me punch you and then let's see who wins. There's some at least ingenuity and outside thinking that goes into these fights that I thought honestly was quite brilliant. That's why I still think to this day, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood has the best climax I've ever seen in a shonen. Like,
I was very satisfied. I was very satisfied.
You can't even touch it. You can't even tell. You can't name a better climax, like an arc of episodes better than Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. You can't. Like,
I don't know about Hunter, but stop it. It's not trolling.
Wait, what did he say?
You are trolling. Hunter. You can say Hunter. You're trolling. As far as ending, Hunter's not ended.
I was about to say,
I mean, there's a climax. Season 2's climax. So
okay. Season 2
and arc. Are we just gonna gloss over that?
No, that had a good ending. That had a very, very good ending.
Well, I'm talking about like a finality. If you're talking like
finality.
An arc ending, then fine. But Fullmetal Alchemist, a crescendo into a finale.
I mean, I might give you Samurai Champloo. I might throw Samurai Champloo at your face.
I'm going to disagree because the bullshit with Mugen and the girl, like, when did she automatically start loving him? Like, he starts feelings, like, it didn't make sense.
Do you think did she love him? I thought they just had, like, a certain level.
That's the thing, because she did love him. Like, somehow in the last 3 episodes, she, like, now has feelings for Mugen, and I just never bought it. But I'll say it's cathartic, the ending. I wouldn't say it's perfect. It's cathartic.
I might need to rewatch those episodes. I never thought that.
What do sunflowers smell like?
Huh?
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. They have no smell.
So poetic, guys. We're the poetic crew.
Sorry. Yeah. It's literally a metaphor about appreciating the journey.
Hey, I appreciate the journey, but I'm telling you guys, I'll fight anyone to the death about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood having the best climax, the best finale I've ever seen in a show. Like, you talk about payoff after payoff, great confrontation after great confrontation, full resolution with characters. Even the minor characters get resolution. God damn! Like,
he's not even wrong.
All right, okay. Yeah. You know what? Fine.
He got closure.
That right there. In fact, let me even move it. Can I move it? Yeah.
There you go.
Let's move it closer to S.
Fullmetal Alchemist is the best breakup you will ever have. She gave you closure. She told you everything.
The greatest breakup you ever had.
Oh, facts. All right.
Okay, so let's move on.
You know what? I feel like we need to go to what I can imagine will be slightly more contentious ones. I'm gonna put this in C. I'm gonna put this straight in C. That is Black Clover. So
I've heard it was terrible, so I never watched it.
You know what?
I watched
Okay.
5 episodes and gave up.
Intro and Black Clover. It was supposed to be the big shonen that filled the void when Naruto ended, right? So it's one of the few, I believe, long-running animes and shonens where there's like an episode every single week rather than your standard 12 or 25 releases.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because there was a void, I watched it. I got quickly annoyed by the yelling. I got quickly annoyed by how much the main character yelled. I was like, dude, are you okay? Is everything all right in your life? Why is everything, set at the top of your lungs?
Fight you! You will not get away with this!
No, I wish it was words, but literally it was sometimes just and it was just
like when Goku's charging up in Japanese and it's the old granny.
Oh, it's an old woman.
Yeah. Constantly.
So
yeah.
But that's just my personal kind of take on the story. Now, as far as the magic in the story worked out, it's central to the story. There's
what's the system?
So
you get Clover books.
Yeah, I was like, there isn't a very, very like hard kind of system, if you will. It's very kind of flexible.
Loose so far.
Yeah, and the way the characters fight is essentially as what Marcus said. They have these magical books, which they are kind of like. I don't know if you could find one on your own because they have to go for an exam and then they're given one. And it's not really like they're given. It's like the books choose you. So, you end up there was this like one scene where they're in this kind of like library, if you will. Books start flying off the shelves and falling on to the people that it's appropriate for. I think there's a famous one where Asta actually doesn't get a book then and there, but gets one later. Who is like, if you will, his rival in the story. He's like his rival in the story. He's like the gifted. I'm ignoring that joke. He's like the gifted student where he gets the 4-leaf Clover book, and obviously 4 leaves.
That's the strongest, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's the strongest. He's the powerful. He's the coolest. He's gonna. Fucks.
So, the kind of kicker for anyone that hasn't watched Black Clover is the protagonist in a world where magic kind of rules everything, and it's kind of the presiding strength in the world. He can't use magic at all, yet can use magic, and then he ends up being able to use anti-magic weapons, which by that nature makes him kind of like the most strong in a world where everyone uses magic to survive, and you're the only one that can use
the outlier, basically
a canceller to their magic. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like once they because he got that book in like the first episode, and I was thinking to myself, so he went from an underdog to possibly the strongest key factor in this anime in the space of 20.
He got the Naruto treatment real fast.
Yeah.
The Kiwi treatment.
Well, he was supposed to replace Naruto, so.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, but the issue there is they kept kind of treating him or telling us as the viewers that he was the underdog, and I was like, how does no one else or no one in the anime point out
this is broken
that he has the ultimate trump card?
Like it's like, I've casted Firestorm, and he's like, nah, you didn't. What do you mean? Nah, your legs are gone.
You rolled a 7. That means you have to go back 7 spaces.
Bitch, we're playing Uno now.
Oh, and you lost an eye on the way too.
Yeah. So I feel like the power system, and what they've done for the main character in terms of giving him a power but not power, and how they like did it because he's not using magic. It conflicts with what they were trying to do with the story, in my opinion. So it was supposed to be this underdog
That doesn't-
story.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it was supposed to be this underdog story of how, orphan boy in a village grows up to become the Wizard King, the most powerful,
Now he's got
who was
the
usually the
shit.
most
Isn't
powerful.
that, isn't that just Naruto? I'm
Exactly.
gonna be the Hokage.
I'm gonna
Yes.
be Wizard President.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna be Wizard President. I'm gonna be the Wizardent. Wizardent. I'll be the
Exactly.
Wizardent.
I've seen enough. I've seen enough Naruto with this guy.
I'm
So
gonna
I'm
be
gonna be
king of
disappointed.
pirates.
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm
hey,
gonna be the
it is.
greatest Yu-Gi-Oh player ever. Okay.
It's called Yu-Gi-Oh! The main character's name is Yu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
who's the
unfair-
best-
no
who's the
unfair
best
buffs here.
player? Who's gonna be the best duel master?
Do you remember
It's
the
a
one
mystery.
episode when Yugi beat Seto Kaiba, and
You
Kaiba
mean like
decided,
in every episode?
no, and Kaiba said, no, you can't win. If you win, I might just fall off this cliff and die, and it'll be your
I
fault.
remember
That is scumbag.
That's
Yo.
scumbag. And then he had
Manipulation.
You can't tell your monster not to. You can't tell your monster to stop attacking. Like
Yo, that
But-
show was wild.
that was a fucking plot hole. I never once in that entire series see blowback after your Pokemon, your dual
They're
master
hologram.
card. They're a hologram. Right? They should have no air blowing.
They have no
What, are you just
max.
gonna jump off like?
I
Oh,
mean-
you killed him.
You say that, you say that, but clearly you haven't seen those videos of people with like the Oculus Drift and they're like on a roller coaster and they start going and falling backwards.
Okay, but you're in an Oculus Rift. Your senses are kind of limited. He was looking at the real thing.
It was daylight, nigga.
Yeah. It's
Hey,
a
man.
hologram. There's no
4 other
sort
people
of,
were
like,
watching.
blowback from a hologram.
Fair
That's fucking real, Kaiba.
Anyway,
I called your bluff.
but getting back to Black Clover, yeah, based
We
on
have to.
that kind of like, but it appealed to the people that needed that in their life,
Better
you know.
put some
I guess.
respect on my name.
But yeah, because of that, and yeah, just give a little extra information. Like the books people usually give them like a certain type of magic. The actual there's no like hard kind of like logic as to what type you can have. So rather than like say with Avatar, Fire, Earth, Wind, all that stuff, it's more kind of you could have wall magic, you could have steel magic, you could have you have your elements
wool.
magic. Wool, like there's one character who produces like these like woolly
Cotton wool.
sheep characters that can fight.
I'm not gonna be surprised because One Piece has a character that makes soap lambs.
He makes
I
what?
mean,
Soap lambs, like sheep.
oh, I feel like they ripped her off. They may have ripped her off, but hey,
Anyway,
that's
sorry.
cool for you. So we'll give that a C rating. Is that okay, or do people want to
Hey,
contest?
I don't care. I'm not gonna fight you for C.
I've never seen it, so I have no dog in this race. So
All right. In that
But-
case,
Can we go to a better Naruto?
Naruto.
Can we use the green Naruto?
Green
Oh,
Naruto. Who's he?
what
Oh,
you
you're talking about Deku?
Yeah.
All right.
S tier.
Quirks.
S tier.
No, I was about A.
I was about to say maybe A. I'll give it an
Okay, hold on. You make your speech as to why it should be S tier.
Now,
Okay, go on.
A.
Let's first introduce this.
Oh,
This
shit,
is
here we
My Hero
go.
Academia. The power system in this anime series is quirks, which are hereditary abilities you get, which give you different superpowers, and they can normally be implied based on what your parents have. Go on, Marcus.
so
I feel like
the bat.
CJ from San Andreas. Oh shit, here we go again.
off the bat, Ozzy hit off the head.
Oh
Think about
god,
it.
here we go.
Man said they're hereditary, so you're born with these quirks. Now, with the main character Deku, who's born quirkless, even though his mother has her own quirk.
Mhm.
He's
Is
given
it the
a
quirk
quirk.
of getting fat?
I leave her alone.
Hey yo, mama thick as hell. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
man, she dummy thick, though. No, but with quirks, and how they've been implemented in the daily life. Kids use them, adults use, heroes use them, villains use them. Now, you're taught how to use your quirk properly in schools. Well, in specific hero schools, where like they repeatedly make you use your quirk. So let's say, who's that rock guy that eats candy to get stronger? He has to bang out bare cakes. He has to learn how to eat.
Wow, I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Minor character.
Yeah, he's a minor character. But who else has one? I can't remember the Gravity Girl. Can't remember her name.
You're talking about Uraraka.
Yeah. She has to constantly be in gravity and get used to not being thrown up. You saw that in training. Like when you see a training episode and you see them using their quirks.
Okay.
To strengthen it. I feel like that.
You know what? Okay, I see why you want to push it in S tier now, because
it's
what you're trying to.
It's like an extra muscle. It's not like a. Oh yeah, I can shoot lightning. Bam bam. I can shoot as much lightning as I want. It's not like that. They got to get used to it. They got to grow with them, and it's like me going to the gym, constantly working out, making my muscles bigger. If they constantly use their quirk, they've even explained it like this.
Yeah.
It gets better, and it.
No, I get you. Like so, no, what you appreciate about My Hero Academia is the fact that it's grounded in their physical
society.
Limits.
Yeah.
So
in society and the physical limits. Sorry.
Yeah. So in terms of, I just said, getting stronger physically directly affects your quirk abilities, and even the other way. Now that All Might was injured, he now has a limit on his quirk because he sustained such a grave injury, and can only stay in his like muscle form for a short period of time. I know also the fact that he was at that point he had given away his quirk. So yeah, that was just due to him being weaker physically and that affecting his quirk. I do, to be honest, now that you're saying that, I did start to remember more how they grounded it uniquely for each person. They spent a lot of time doing that. So for instance, Bakugo's quirk is being able to ignite the nitroglycerin sweat, which always kind of makes me think that does that mean like on a hot day, if you throw a match on Bakugo, does he just blow up?
He's gonna explode. No, not him. Anyone around him.
Oh, okay. But the thing is, they never said that he had like retardant skin.
But you've never seen him
you don't see him get hurt
by himself.
But you would want to kind of like add that together. You know what I mean? Like he's able to
super move.
What?
Imagine like he's like when he's fully old and he's like his desperation move is like, oh, I can't get out of this. I'm sweating bare. Everyone's gonna die.
He just becomes a bomb. Like he would never be able to travel. You can't travel with a sweaty dude, with a dude that sweats nitroglycerin on a plane.
Yeah, man, no, first class. First class.
I mean, how would you get through baggage claim?
First class.
Yeah.
I'm not in a plane now.
Like if he's on a plane, that's a warship.
Yeah.
Maybe you can travel by boat.
Oh, jeez.
But honestly, it should be S tier just because the way quirks affect the world, and
I see
if
that.
The power system affects the world and the characters. Oh no, that makes no sense.
I'm sorry. I can't. I must pull the red card and disagree, gentlemen. I do not think it's S.
Ooh,
See, you can't be in the S tier unless the system itself is clear, concise, and defined. In Boku no Hero Academia, it's not as defined as I think it could be. Certain powers warrant certain type of privileges, or they give you certain type of like I know for a fact, if I'm remembering correctly, you must forgive me. It's been 2 years. I've seen like 3 seasons of it. So the last thing I remember is we have All Might. He's the number one hero.
Yeah.
And what is he? He's a physical specimen. Pretty much it. He's powerful. The next guy below him, powerful. Fire guy, right? You know?
Yeah.
And to me, it's a system of like, okay, what's the ultimate strength in a sense, right? But they also face a lot of guys that are not of equivalent strength and still have problems facing them. Yes, sir.
I love how you raised your hand up.
You in the back. You in the back.
Thank you. Marcus on NAC Uthoro just want to comment on the idea that what you just said of All Might being number one hero and Endeavor being number two. There's a clear reason. No one likes Endeavor.
This is the clear reason.
No, it's generally
it's not about who you like, it's about
no. Listen to me.
Who's the strongest? It's all
Marcus got a point here.
It's genuinely it's because no one likes All Might. No one likes Endeavor.
But then you just proved my point, because it should not be based on a popularity contest either.
It's a popularity contest.
The system is faulty there.
The quirk system isn't faulty. The society.
The quirk system isn't, but the type of
society
that you get with the
society is faulty.
Okay, now I think we're having two different arguments here in terms of how, what Marcus is arguing is the fact that, the actual rankings as far as a hero goes isn't decided by their quirks per se. It's decided by their perception. Like, for instance, you could have the most
how well liked
in the world.
You are as a
if
person.
you didn't become a hero, you would not be in the rankings. Whereas I think what you're saying, Tony, is the fact that, you're
seeing it as his All Might strength. His quirk has made him number one. And I'm saying that's not the case. All Might is generally a symbol.
Yeah.
Well, then what is the system then? Like, how do we rank certain type? I think, isn't there a ranking system, like you're a number type of quirk, right?
No. It's just your hero. That's your hero rank.
Hero ranking.
So hero ranking.
That's it.
Well, see, that's what I mean by the definition of it all. Like in Fullmetal, in Avatar, it's very clear and concise where the power levels rank, who's at the top, who's closest to the bottom, and how the system all works. And in Boku no Hero, I like it. It's a good anime. It's fucking fun. But we're talking about like the system of it all. There's not much of a system. More or less, I wouldn't say it's chaotic. It's functionally disorganized. Does that make sense?
I get that. But the thing is, I want to make this move, and I'm going to tell you why.
Now I feel like Marcus.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
George is gonna get in this.
Like I said, keep in mind the power system. What makes a good power system to me is how intrinsic it is to the story and how how much value it can add to the storytelling. So in the world of Boku no Hero, My Hero Academia, the quirk abilities they have literally influence the type of jobs they go for, influences, some of them are for heroes, but even, menial like firefighter jobs they can use their quirks in that capacity. Their sidekicks and all that stuff. The actual fundamentals of how the quirks work and, the ability to level up your quirk through like literally just physical training and training use your quirk is, I think, really, really well sound. Like, it's a ability you're born with. You grow up, and as you grow, it progresses with you. And if you ever wanted to, so for instance, there could be a fight, right, where two characters, character A and character B fight. Character A wins this time. Character B then goes into training, and not from like friendship power up or anything like that. Literally just works on their abilities, works on themselves, and is able to develop their quirk well enough to overcome character A. On top of that, there's also intelligent uses of quirks which lead to interesting matchups where
Genius.
if there wasn't intelligence added on top of that, there wouldn't be it like how can I put it? If there wasn't intelligence added on top of that, a character that should have won may have lost. So, for instance, I'm referring to in my mind here the fight between Bakugo and you know what? I confused the name because I'm going to say Urahara, which is a Bleach name.
Oh,
Uraraka.
Yeah.
Uraraka and Bakugo. That fight, you should, everyone's thinking clear winner Bakugo.
Bakugo's gonna crush it.
Even the audience was thinking that. All she can do is like the only chance she has.
Oh no, I could float. Ooh.
And touch. No, if he gets close and touches him, then he can make him float. But even then, Bakugo can just move through the air by exploding each other.
Catching Bakugo is a problem.
Exactly. Right? Now, what she obviously knew this and banked on that fact. So as she was getting tossed around the whole stadium, she was out here touching all the debris and essentially formed like a meteor shower, which she hoped would allow her to kind of like sift through so that she can actually finally touch him and like push him out of the ring. Which, I was watching that, seeing her get tossed around, and I'm not gonna lie, I did not pick this up. And I thought that was a great use of the power system to tell a story, to show the intricacies of it, and on top of that, to kind of like, make it known that it's not so black and white.
Yeah, to show there's this
you
gray
know what,
middle.
Ozzy, that's such a great point. Remind me, who won that fight?
Now, okay.
My nigga Bakugo still.
Now, the reason he won that fight clearly because
he wouldn't.
Look, I don't disagree. I that's a great point, and the ingenuity and her intelligence, how she was able to use materials to her advantage to get the upper hand on her enemy. That shows. I was going to say intelligence, but I would also say it shows. I can't think of the word right now.
Ingenuity.
But ingenuity. Thank you. Yes, and that's fine and all. But at the end of the day, the man with the brute strength still won.
But keep in mind, that's only because he's been training his ability.
Even Bakugo was using full strength as well.
Yeah, he was training in his ability since birth. On top of like from a young age. But on top of that,
that's fine. But who won?
No, I know. But keep in mind, like when throughout that series, right, we've seen Bakugo exhibit his dominance time and time again. Even academically, like a lot of people don't pick up on this. Bakugo's smarter than Deku.
Genius.
Oh yeah, yes.
Book smarter. He's actually way more book smarter than Deku, which kind of shows that there isn't this kind of like reliance on
brute
force too much, because
he be a hero.
Yeah, he got into UA with the grades and also the ability.
Yes.
And in that scene, Uraraka was able to bring out Bakugo's most powerful move at the time, which, he's faced villains, then they haven't been able to do that. Even when I don't know if Bakugo had that move back when he first fought Deku.
Oh, the house, though.
In the house where
that scene where he was trying to kill Deku for some reason.
Yeah,
he does that.
You, Deku.
Which scene is that?
Isn't that everyone?
Which
scene is that?
They're in that training facility, and he's just blowing shit up, and he has the face like he wants to murder Deku.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when you. Oh, yeah.
When Deku, blows up the building with a smash.
Best face of all time, by the way.
Right.
But yeah, I think because of that.
I will agree to disagree. I've lost this round. I don't agree it's S tier, but I mean it's 2 versus 1, so I don't want us to stay all night debating
UK.
Working. Huh? I want to just politely disagree with
Let's get some Bleach in there.
I mean, we got.
Oh no, say Bleach. Let's talk about something else.
Let's go for my man Tanjiro, Demon Slayer. The thing is, I can only give it a B at the moment.
Yeah.
I would just say B because it's not clearly defined what the power sets are. I mean, it's cool, but what's the ramifications of
what are upper limits?
Yeah, what are the limits to the breathing system? Which breathing system would be advantageous during certain action scenes. Like,
How many
there's
breathing sources are
questions.
there?
There's definitely questions.
And does it mean, for instance,
Especially
you
with
can use
the
any style? Like if you just breathe in a different way, can Tanjiro start using lightning breathing?
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting point. And what type of
Like, how does the breathing
what would
techniques
be
exactly
top tier
work?
breathing technique? Is fire top tier? Is poison the top tier? You know, like how
Is butterfly the top tier?
and then we don't know we don't even know the system with the demons either. We don't know what their hierarchy is yet.
We do.
So yeah, Demon Slayer and breathing
we haven't
systems.
read it.
I think.
Oh yeah, sorry, I've only watched the anime. My bad. So
same.
I'm sure. I'm not saying that they don't have it. I'm saying they haven't shown it yet.
Yeah.
Shown it.
I get it. Oh, too close.
So yeah, like with that, I feel like Demon Slayer can only be B because I'm trying not to get distracted by how good it looks because it looks amazing.
It looks phenomenal.
Honestly, but yeah, as far as the intricacies of it,
I can't say too much.
I'm glad that it's not like a cop out. So for instance, Tanjiro, he worked for his W's, and that's what I liked. He wasn't immediately
He's got the
strong.
calluses to show him.
But he really does. Like,
bruv, I look at my hands and I'm thinking, am I Tanjiro?
Doctor Strange
Can I
looks
slay
at his
a demon?
hand, and he's like,
weightless breathing.
And I think it has a lot of potential there. But I don't know. I feel like if one thing I necessarily don't understand is with a power system like this, right, where it just seems to be breathing, right? Why don't the demons use breathing techniques and fight
That's
back?
the thing. I bet you, what did they do? We haven't seen it yet.
Not true. And obviously, we're
Marcus,
getting
don't
impatient
spoil
here.
it. Don't you fucking do it. Don't you even, I see you smiling over there. Keep your fucking
What's the
mouth
next tier?
So based on what we've seen anime-wise, that has to stay in B.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that was a quick.
I will laugh my ass off if a Michael Jackson demon goes demon breathing technique.
Or he goes Shaman.
He literally goes like.
Starts leaning. I mean, people call him Michael Jackson, but let's be real. He pulled it off.
He does. 100%. He's like Taniyuki, Tani.
The other thing is, he even did like a smooth criminal move, just quickly like scratch that girl's neck, turned it into a demon.
Guy's neck. He's like, yeah, you're a demon now.
And it turned into a thriller scene.
I was about to say it's like a mix of thriller meets the smooth criminal.
Yeah.
So, all right. Moving on. Kill the Kill.
Kill the Kill.
Actually, yeah, let's do that. Baki Hanma. Now, power system in this per se is martial arts, and I was hovering around the. Yeah, it's a visual spectacle in terms of. I like the fights. They're fun. I can't for the life of me figure out why a character is stronger than another.
Characters come back and fight the same character and win. It does. There's no sense.
I said that to Ozzy yesterday. Did I not? Did I not say that to you?
There's no sense to it. A guy gets a grenade in his mouth and he comes back and fucks him up.
Remember that one guy that like he has his own dojo? He gets I don't know if he got shot in the face, but I thought he died, and then he's just like all band-aid up. Like,
he's all bandaged up when he comes again.
It happens.
Have you seen the one guy that he rolls up in a wheelchair and he's about to fight another guy? It's dumb.
Yeah.
Ozzy, it doesn't matter.
Stupid.
I think there's.
You didn't die on screen. You didn't die.
Yeah. And even if you did die on screen, you might come back anyway.
You may come back. Season 2 is always a possibility.
Revival.
I think there's a resounding kind of consensus here that
the only clear thing is about Baki and his father. Baki's clearly the second strongest, and his father is the strongest.
Yeah,
no
That's
doubt.
It.
And if you slap, you're a bitch. No, literally, he says that. He says slappings for little. My dad told me slappings for little girls. And he slaps him next man.
Personified, am I right?
Yo.
I know, right?
I can't get over the fact that like Marcus is like on the money.
Yeah.
I remember like there was that whole arc with the 5 criminals, and the 5 criminals like beat the shit out of this one dude, and then the one dude just comes back. He's just like, "Now I'm the one that's in control, motherfucker."
Okay. That was it. It was Hanayama. It was Hanayama versus what was that guy? The guy that was
the mobster.
Yeah. He was trapped underneath the submarine. He shot him in the kneecaps, Ozzy. He shot him in the kneecap and got up and broke his back on his knee. Does it matter?
Yeah, hey,
one guy who's
I'm not here asking for a higher power rating. I'm not here asking for a higher rating.
Do you remember the moment, the one where the guy like goes to the dojo and faces off against the guy? He beats him up, burns the building,
burns the dojo down, and he comes back again. Are you dumb?
But the key thing, were you entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yo, the fights were sick.
But it's fucking stupid. There's no
power scaling. There is no power.
There's no stakes.
No power. Yeah. All I know is that the good guys are gonna win. Eventually, Baki's gonna fight someone, and they're gonna lose.
Fair enough. All right, you know what? I think from that, then we need to jump to a really high tier anime that's gonna really, wash that taste out of our mouth. Fairy Tail, S rank. Moving on. So Nen.
Wait, that's it?
You know what? You said high tier, and I saw you hovering over Fairy Tail, and I was confused. I thought you were gonna go at least Shaman King for some bands. Like,
okay. Well, let's do Fairy Tail at the moment.
Fairy Tail magic.
Where are we gonna park it? Because at the moment, I feel that it should at least have the same ranking as another anime which uses magic. Because that's just disrespectful. Like, imagine using it for years before and still not getting the same recognition.
Well, is the power system like very clear and concise? It's been so long since I've seen Fairy Tail, but I've heard so much bad things. Everyone thinks Natsu's one of the worst main characters of all time. Like, what is like? I know that what's her name? Ezra is like waifu queen or something.
Oh, Ezra, yeah. She made.
Oh, Ezra. My bad. Did I pronounce it wrong?
I think
it's cool.
I triggered all the fans out there.
No. Say it one more time.
Ezra.
There we go.
Erzmaze. But yeah, like, what is the power system there? I mean, they use magic, but is there some type of hierarchy?
I can't remember. I just keep getting flashbacks.
You know what?
To, like,
it was just that they could use a particular type of magic, and the thing is, I actually can't even recall. And obviously, this is going back into like the first kind of episodes, but I can't recall
if there was a limit.
A limit, or how they even got the magical powers in the first place. Like, I don't know what separated them.
Well, Natsu, I know Natsu's special. He's a special case.
Well, that's because he was raised by Igneal.
He's raised by a dragon.
But
no, Natsu is a stupid special case. Like a special case. He's got Naruto privileges. Oh my god!
Wait, Naruto privileges? Is he dragon?
There's so much time travel involved.
Is he a Dova King?
Oh god, it's all coming back to me.
All right, hold on. In that case, let me
Vietnam flashbacks right
while
now.
it comes back to Marcus.
It just becomes a puzzle. If you don't know the characters' names, because if I say names, you won't know. And then if I explain his backstory, it's going to be dumb.
I've seen up till the first. I've seen the full first series, and then
so you've met
a few episodes in to the second.
His brother.
Natsu's brother.
Mm.
No, I didn't even know the other one.
He belongs in C. Move on to the next one. My head's hurting. I can feel it coming. I'm sorry.
Let's save him from the migraine and just move on.
I can feel it.
Moving.
You know what? You can feel it in the back of your head right there.
It's funny. You say it should be C, but if it's giving you that much of a pain, shouldn't it be in D?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, if it's causing you this much anguish.
Yeah.
Because I'm remembering stupid moments of story beats, not power.
Oh, story
not like
beats.
the power
Okay.
system.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm getting headaches.
Because the thing is, like, I think the reason why it makes sense for it to be similar to Black Clover, in my opinion, is that they're very similar in a way. Like there's different magics that everyone can use, and they only use like that one type of magic. So
I
Natsu
know
is
about the guild system. There's different guilds.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's
guilds
guilds.
are ranked. So how famous you are and shit.
Yeah, there's
I
a
know
decent
that
variety.
Lucy is a bimbo.
Gray likes to take off his shirt or get naked.
Yeah, they have like weird character quirks, but again, that's all like character stuff. As far as the powers,
Apparently, Natsu is a Dovahkiin. I did not know this.
That's it. Natsu is special because he can eat magic.
yeah. But I thought all dragon slayers can do that.
Magic.
Actually,
No, dragons tend to specifically eat one specific type of magic.
Does he
Natsu
ever
can eat
find
any
his
magic.
father? Does he ever find his father? I know that was like
you
his.
mean the dragon?
You want me to have a headache?
I'm sorry. I'm
You're
always
choosing-
curious to know if he found him or not.
Like,
All right, we'll discuss that after the Ghoul then. And in that case, we'll leave Natsu at sea, just because as power system alone, it's very similar to Black Clover, so I can't see it really going below it. Definitely not higher, because I can't imagine putting Fairy Tail next to Naruto or
see, that's the
like
problem
a Demon
with
Slayer.
Fairy Tail. With the power system in Fairy Tail, I can't, like with other characters, I can't scale them properly because they've never run out of mana or exhausted them. Like the combatants that Natsu fights rarely run out of mana. It's always Natsu running out, and then he has to eat something. Sorry,
Like a magic, like a magic fruit.
it could be a
Like a
magic
devil fruit?
crystal. It could be lightning.
Be
it
someone
could be
else's magic.
wind. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the issue with it. Like, he's an enigma in his own world. He shouldn't exist.
Fair enough. I
Just
mean,
like Naruto.
speaking of enigmas,
Well done.
why don't we go on to Tokyo Ghoul?
I like him.
Ooh.
Now, we're talking about the power systems in Tokyo Ghoul specifically.
So the Ghoul powers.
Ghoul powers for me, I don't know if they make much sense, so I'm hovering around C.
Yeah, I can't.
You
get
got
them
Tony here doing the thriller dance.
Yeah. The only thing is, like, the classifications of different ghouls and by their tails is what I really like.
Yeah,
Like,
the thing
you
is,
tell, like, if the tails are short, they're faster. If their tails are long or big, they're a bit more bulky and stronger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
It becomes literally like an encyclopedia.
it at the end, at the parts up to where I am now, it seems more a case of, if you're a one-eyed ghoul, then it doesn't really matter. All bets kind of like, all bets kind of off. You're just strong. It doesn't matter how you look, or there's even no need for training per se, or even like a system where if you eat a certain amount, you become stronger. Whereas I think Kaneki doesn't. Yeah,
He doesn't.
he doesn't. He has like an alternative that he can survive on, but it's still like a very, very strong character regardless. Tony, I don't know if you have anything to add on that, but I'm thinking C.
I would agree. I don't know much of the lore. I only saw the first season, so I'm not into the deep lore building of the ghouls and stuff.
Yeah, I think the power system here is just like a slight.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't really have a lot to add to some of it. You'll find me. I'll have like my pizza valleys. I'll have something to say about one, but one I would be like.
To be honest, we're gonna finish strong because I feel like we've saved up a lot of ones that you have
Top
seen.
tiers. Yeah.
Especially on Promised Neverland. That was my favorite that I saw.
Have you finished that already?
You lot got to inform me on that.
No, I'm fucking with you.
I couldn't tell the voice
Marcus got
inflection.
it. Marcus got it.
Right. But yes, Promised Neverland is something. Actually, yeah, it's a great one. Yeah.
Is Katekyō overpowered in Tokyo Ghoul? Because I know that once he awoke in his ghoul powers and he turned into bland, unfeeling white guy or white-haired person. He becomes a totally different person. Like.
Yeah. I think he's slightly overpowered for reasons that, again, like I said, once you're a one-eyed ghoul, you're just OP, and that's it. I think because of that,
I have a problem with that on a narrative basis. If there's no tension for the main character, if there's no real conflict for him to overcome, then it's kind of a boring story at that point to me.
yeah.
See, it's more
just
about
an
if there's
interesting
no
story
rhyme or
element.
reason to the power that you have, and you just get it because I'm born.
That
with
woman,
it.
you know, the woman.
Worst first date ever.
Isn't it? Worst Tinder date ever. Never using that app again.
What's next?
Moving on to, let's go to, what's it called? Kill la
Do
Kill.
Promised Neverland. 'Cause
Uh,
I have no clue how you're going to scale
Which one?
intelligence.
yeah, okay, we'll do Promised Neverland real quick. I'm gonna keep that in beta.
Explain.
Here's my reason why. So there's no kind of
Marcus is like, explain.
Promised Neverland might be
I
a
have no idea.
weird pick.
Explain yourself.
You ain't making sense.
Promised Neverland might be a weird pick. I'm trying to. Your face is throwing me off. It might be a weird pick because there's not, let's say, a clear power system per se.
Yeah.
But for me, the Promised Neverland has a power system in terms of its intelligence. In that the characters, both villains and protagonists, all battle. It's all like a game of wits, and they battle out to see who's more intelligent in this particular scenario. So without spoiling too much, because it's a relatively fresh one.
Yeah, don't spoil too much because it's not to watch it.
Yeah. It's essentially a world where our three main characters, Emma, Norman, and Ray, have a very, very high level of intelligence, and that's explained through the story. And the villains that they have to overcome are, equally or more so intelligent, and they essentially are trying to fight for their freedom in that world. So what you'll see here that you don't see in a lot of shonens is a clear kind of like analysis of the situation. It's a dissemination of all the possibilities, and then a selection of the most optimal route to take, which I particularly liked and I saw was kind of consistent throughout the story. And that's another thing with all these kind of like animes that we're talking about. A key thing I've also been having in the back of my head is how consistent is their power system. I mean, that's part of the reason why I had to put JoJo in A, because they started with Hamon and then they moved to stands, and I was like,
I would argue you should put it in A because it's probably the most unique power set so far, where it's more of a battle of wits than it is a battle of strength.
It's access to everybody.
And it's not only that, it is access to everybody, but there is a system of power in check. The humans are powerless, whereas their enemies are powerful. So there's the system
because they
there.
have the knowledge. Yeah.
And now the battle of wits will determine who wins, but there's a clear cut. Here's where they are. Here's where we are. How do we get to here? How can we battle with them to give it? Or let me rephrase that. If they're up here and we're down here, it's very clear cut. Now, how do we overcome that obstacle?
So it's like racism.
It can be actually, in a sense. Like,
Sorry.
Black people had to go through. You had to take a test. That was bullshit.
Yeah.
You had to own land. You had to be able to read. What did
Can you do a backflip?
And then you talk to a white person,
They just
like, what did you
random
be?
shit in
I just had to be born.
Yeah.
What?
I just like my daddy.
It could be A tier. I think it could be A tier. There's a good argument for it to be A tier.
I like it to be an A tier.
It's unique. There's a set system and balance in check, and it's not as though that they're both inherently equal. It's just that where everyone stands. Who are the ones in power and who are the powerless, and how do the powerless overcome the powerful?
Yeah. And I feel like there's a clear demonstration of learning in that anime, in terms of they essentially are faced with an unfamiliar world, and they learn
they
about
are
the
literally
world,
faced with the unknown, and they have to
Exactly.
gather the information.
they become more powerful in that sense. So I'm not mad at that. Let's move that in A.
It's good to A. It's good to A.
Okay.
Isn't it great when we all agree?
And
Yeah,
harmony.
it is.
Harmony.
Now can you move JoJo to S?
No.
No.
Okay, cool.
Kill la Kill. Zeta.
Whoa! What?
That's
That's a
okay.
joke.
That's where I'm parking it.
Ozzy, you having a laugh?
Having a laugh, mate.
You having a
You
laugh,
up?
Mike?
You up, mate?
No.
You outside the chippy.
I'm fucking serious.
To be honest, mate, so am I. Because for me, like, it just has to be in Z tier.
Nah, mate. It's not sitting in Z tier.
No, it just
What,
has to be.
up to
But
A?
here, you know, I want to do this one in my accent. I don't even know where this accent's from, but I'm just gonna do it. So
Nah,
it's in Z tier because, like, there's no.
Why do you sound like Paul? Or why do you sound like John?
No, it's kind of like a, an old boy accent. You know what I mean? Like, anyway.
John, look at my glasses, mate.
Let me drop that.
Yeah, drop that.
So wait. Are you for real putting it in Z tier, or is this are you having a laugh?
No, I'm for real putting this in Z tier because
I'm
okay.
so confused. Does Z tier mean like the lowest rank, or are you talking?
Yeah,
about
Z tier is so bad it's a joke.
No, but
What are you doing,
why?
Ozzy?
Okay, so Kill power system in that is Goku uniforms. The reason it's all the way down in Z tier is because it was essentially there was no rhyme or reasons. Like they ended up in space as they gotta made Gurren Lagann made
We're
this.
talking
so
about the power system, dude.
No, but hold on.
I'll explain that for you.
The power system put them in space.
I'll explain that.
Okay,
some people don't pay attention. Read the subtitles, my nigga.
Okay, explain that.
The threads are alien. It came from space, dude. You didn't know that.
I mean, yeah, but it didn't make sense as to why she can survive in space.
It's an alien thread, dude. It's in her DNA.
Yeah, clothing, not internal.
DNA now. Have
Why?
you seen that bitch's hair?
Wait, you need to call it that.
I mean, did you see what she did to her daughter?
Fair enough.
I think I can call her what she wants. I can think.
But yeah.
I don't believe it in Z tier. Like, just because it ended up in space doesn't give it a Z tier. You gotta give me something more than that.
No.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me more because, like, there's a clear power ranking system. It's in the school itself.
Exactly.
The Goku uniforms determine your power level state.
True.
You know?
Sure.
Goku level 1, 2, 3, and then you're at the top. Diamond Woman or with the rainbow hair, kind of.
Yeah.
And he was explaining about the alien
shit.
Alien shit. Ooh.
I mean, okay, so with Kill la Kill, I think the issue for me, right, is the fact that
Put it in fucking Z too.
it is the fact that
Tony, do you want to kill him?
couldn't really understand. Like, I couldn't really see why she got stronger. I mean, I know she was taking threads from other uniforms.
You know how she got stronger? Because she kept saying, "Don't lose your way."
He never did. And to be honest, he never did. Okay, that's real. That was a great song. That was a great song that came out.
I use it in the gym.
But Ozzy, you lost your way. Like, what is this bullshit?
Why you put in Z tier?
Let me see the counters. Like, where would you put Kill la Kill?
This is absolute shite, mate.
I would put it in B tier, to be honest.
I would agree. I would say B, maybe borderline A. I would agree with a B tier, maybe.
All the way to B, all the way to A. Oh, I mean, to be honest,
just because like,
give me some good counters since I haven't been able to give you.
I would explain that the whole point about how Ryoko got powerful, it wasn't like she instantly got powerful. Remember, she didn't unlock the full capability of the suit that she had, because she was too embarrassed to show off some skin, which just felt like the writers were having an excuse to having a bit of a laugh about their use of, you gotta be naked, mate.
Yeah, man. Nudist beach.
Nudist beach.
But yeah, what I was saying is...
But there is... I'm sorry, go ahead, Mark.
No, I interrupted you.
No, mate, you next.
Can we compromise on C?
No.
No.
All the way to B. with
Yeah.
Tanjiro.
It's not.
And
It's not
Naruto.
average. It's not average.
All right, cool.
It's above
Since you're fighting on
average,
your
I think.
argument, let me get this out.
Gone.
I want to put it at B just because not only does the power system affect the story, it is implemented in the world very clearly. You can see Ryoko zero
Fair.
tier. She has 0 stars, and her friend, what's her name? Toma.
Oh, are you talking about my babe for life?
Yeah. She
Mako?
bae for life.
Mako. I thought it was Mako.
Mako.
You
Yeah.
don't know
Mako.
Fuck you, mate. Come on, Mako with the bowl cut haircut, and she's
Yeah.
like, and exciting.
She
does,
is
like, the
top
hair thing
tier.
and the-
But she lives in the
mate.
slums.
Top tier.
But you can see that since she has no stars, she lives in the slums. All the people with higher stars
That's
live
right. There
closer
was
to
a
the
system.
school.
Yeah.
Okay.
The power system
fair.
affects the world.
I mean, that's more like the politics around the power system, I'd say.
Yeah, but it still affects the world. So that's how I feel like it's still good because it's not like Ryoko's
And there's also
she's
a
got dumb
clear-cut-
powers.
At the very least,
There's also a clear-cut system of how someone is strong and who's weak and things
Exactly.
like that.
We
You know,
see it.
you know what? I feel like since you guys have much stronger arguments as to why it should be B or A or B tier.
It's B. I agree with Marcus.
It's B.
All right.
I'm not gonna leave it high.
I would say it's not A because there is a bit of an Ichigo moment in the early parts of the episode where she like beats three-star level Goku uniforms, and I'm like,
No problem.
okay, well maybe not, but she still gets her ass kicked pretty handily because
Yeah,
didn't really
it's a learning
embrace the
experience
fullness
for her.
of- Yeah.
Get that ass beat.
All right.
I'll never
In that
forget
case,
remember when the Safuku like tries to attack her, like rope her, like come here, girl.
Yeah.
that was
Like,
suspect.
hey,
That's creepy,
rape. Oh,
Like,
ref,
putting more clothes on you. All right. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I actually don't think we might use Z tier then, because I don't know if you guys think any needs Z tier. But
I might argue Bleach is Z tier, but we'll get there.
All right, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
All right. Hitman Reborn. First of all, one of the most stylish animes.
Count me out, mate. I've not seen it.
Okay, so this might be a battle of heads between me
It's
and Marcus.
Aussie versus Marcus.
Where do you want to put it?
I'm thinking of putting this
V
in
tier.
A tier. Now, think about this, right?
Go ahead.
So, the full name of this is Katekyō Hitman Reborn.
Say him, Katekyō.
Katekyō.
Katekyō Hitman Reborn.
You have to get a little voice inflection for it. Reborn. Most people just know it as Reborn. It's a Shonen Jump anime. And the kind of like power system that's expanded upon is essentially a dying will flame. So this little flame on his head here and all his hands is essentially a flame that is a manifestation of his dying will. So they kind of set up in the first couple episodes where the Hitman Reborn will fire a bullet at Suna, and that will cause Suna to essentially enter like a near-death experience where he will do the last task he wished he would have done with all of his might. So it essentially brings out by force your full potential.
Beat my meat.
And then I'm
Did you just say meat the meat?
Huh?
You say meat the meat?
Yeah. Why did you wake up from there?
Why are you talking gibberish, mate?
What do you mean?
We're supposed to be bloody English. We're the most sophisticated people in the world.
What you mean, mate? This is Queen English.
Speak the Queen's language.
This is his mother tongue.
Don't worry. He was just speaking.
Folk.
He was just speaking a Cockney accent. Anyway, so essentially, going on in the story, that dying will flame progresses into these like Vongula rings, which brings out different types of flames, and there's like a sky flame and a rain one, and I feel like the way they did that and the evolution of it
see why you put it in
wants me to put it in A, just because I thought it was well thought out. It looked cool. It made sense. I don't see any other reason.
I get it. I just want to add what you said. it's just like Fire Force. And the different generations, we have the different boxes. And I just like how the author interpreted. Sorry, this is a side note. Interpreted the different attributes like sky, thunder, rain, storm. These are all aspects that happen in the sky. And I just found that interesting. Sorry, but with the power systems,
right?
I genuinely think it's implemented well. We are taught that certain flames have certain abilities and they can be used in certain different ways, and we get different examples. So for the cloud boxes, they have the ability to multiply or increase sizes. So you see shit. I don't want to spoil it because Tony, watch this shit.
I will. It's on my. It actually legitimately is on my watch list. You have no idea how many recommendations a minute I get. I look at a new comment and it's like, watch this. I'm like, dude, how many things do you want me to watch?
At least it's on there, so that's more than we can ask for. So yeah, I think that's solid A. And let's move from there. Let's move on to Shaman King.
Oh, I gotta check this one out too.
Yeah, all right. The next few, I believe you've seen all of them.
I'm sorry, man. I feel bad for the guests or the viewers. They're like, dude, what the fuck, dude? You didn't watch any of these things.
It is what
well,
it
to be
is,
honest,
man.
they might hassle you and like get you to watch this.
You need to watch these shows, Tony.
God damn it, you don't watch any of these shows. I can't believe it.
If you don't watch these shows, we're gonna send you to Wales.
That's the worst part of England.
I'm making no comments there. I have friends.
It doesn't matter what I say because I'll just say Scotland's the next pass.
It's a beautiful part.
That's
all parts of England.
Marcus,
Marcus,
we're trying to keep the UK together.
That's a low blow. Brexit's part two.
Exactly. Scottish independence is a real thing, you know. They might leave.
What about Brexit?
Well, that's trying to keep the UK together, and you know, all my French fans.
Yeah, you want to keep that U and the K, because if you don't have that U, it's just the K.
Exactly, and sometimes you can have a K, but you're not okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, where do you want to put it?
Whoa.
See, now this isn't a comment on the anime, and definitely not an opening. If this was like anime openings, Shaman King would be S rank.
No, it would be SSS. What are you talking about?
Exactly. You know,
S out the board, boy.
Because most time when you try to do English a dub, because I was exposed to Shaman King through it being on TV, so it was a dub. And sometimes when they do the English dub of the opening, it's like really, really poor. In the modern era, back then, they put effort in. You know, they mixed up lyrics. They still gave meaning. This, you know, here's a bar right here. They said, look around you. Okay, now look beyond. See, that's telling you to look beyond your imagination. Go beyond your surrounding. Think outside of the box. Exactly that. Looking beyond.
Finish the bar. God.
And then from that, it says you can make an unbreakable bond, which is the core element of Shaman King. The power system there is, as you know, is alluded to.
It's like
the characters are shamans, so they can conjure and communicate with spirits, and you know, invoke them to support them in battle and call upon their expertise in that battle as well. So, for instance, there's different forms it takes. Actually, as I'm speaking, this wants to go to see now. As I'm speaking, Amidomaru and Yo Asakura
into the soul.
Yeah. The antiquity. They even interact in different ways. So there's a possession capability where Amidomaru simply just possesses Yo and essentially imbues him with the fighting knowledge of a samurai.
And that's it.
Yeah, and that's
no
the end of that.
That's it.
On top of that, he can get Amidomaru the spirit and possess him into a sword and produce this like spirit weapon, which is like
a giant sword.
Yeah, giant sword, which is like really strong. And I think as a cool aspect and as a storytelling aspect, it is good and interesting. But I don't know if it merits a rating higher than C, because, you know, I don't know if it heavily influences, you know, the story too much. Like, I know they're all shamans, but in terms of the actual, I don't know if there's a system in place which affects them too much. So, for instance, it just depends. You know, you can call on different spirits.
It's really not. Yeah. It's really not. So I'm going to interject there. It's essentially Shaman King's a battle royale.
Yeah,
dead people. That's all it is. So scaling powers, like, it's hit or miss. Whoever you fight. If you manage to win at that time, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the characters do get Deus Ex Machina, the Ichigo treatment. You know, like, oh, no, I just suddenly get a power boost. That type of shit.
Oh God, don't go there right now.
I mean, I thought it would be a good segue, right? Since we're talking about spirits, from Shaman King to move to Ichigo and, you know, Bleach. Z, I am shocked and appalled. Z, of all the rankings, why Z?
Now, actually, put it F tier because Z tier is...
No, leave it at Z. You know why?
I know why.
That's it. You can't defend that.
You can't.
Well, hold on.
You can't defend that. That's bull. That whole arc is bullshit. At least look, great. It's a great, awesome, like, adventure. And I skipped a beat when Ichigo saves Rukia, but that is some fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean,
man rocked up and said Bunkai, and it's like, oh. And then it turns out, have you read how much of Bleach do you know, Tony?
Me, I got all the way to where they faced off against Aizen, so I know about the whole Wako Mundo arc.
Okay, so you've seen all of it in anime.
Most of basically. You could make an argument it should go to F because of the
if you remove Ichigo,
the power
if you remove
Ichigo,
if you remove Ichigo from the whole equation, I feel like it can be Z. It's Ichigo that
fucks it up.
Oh, okay.
Like, again, season 2, the Soul Society arc, and just the power rankings just were in complete whack.
People were lying about the power ranking.
A novice of the Shinigami world has not been fighting for many years. In 2 days, can fight fucking captains, not a captain, captains, and be at an equivalent level of them, like them.
I mean,
that is some bullshit.
Okay, I think I understand.
It's cool, but it's bullshit.
I understand the realms of where your complaints are coming from now, because the reason I was shocked and appalled is because, you know, that's where the nostalgia kicks in, the soft spot for you.
It's a fun anime. Look, if you want to talk about, like, entertaining to watch, Bleach was one of those shows. Okay, and I really liked it. I am a fan. Please, guys, I'm a fan of Bleach. But we're trying to be objective here. And if we're talking power systems, Bleach has one of the worst. You didn't even let me get to the fucking filler arc with what were they called? The Bontus or something?
Oh, the bounce.
The bounce, their power level makes no sense. It's fucking whack.
I mean, it's filler. It's filler.
No, it's in the show. It's in the show. It's canon in the show.
I know.
And the bounce is fucking bullshit. It doesn't make any sense.
I skipped that arc still.
I saw it going.
I was like, nah. Well,
I'm sorry.
I didn't know any better.
Am I getting too mad?
No.
I'm enjoying it. I'm just here cracking up because I really, like, I'm not surprised. I'm not joking when I say I was surprised you guys put it in Z. I was going to think, you know, maybe a B, maybe a C.
Wow. You were generous.
Again, it's a nostalgia kicking in because, okay, let me
wake up.
Let me rewind.
When Ichigo went to Soul Society, he should not have been able to go toe-to-toe with even a vice captain at best. At a vice captain at best. Like,
well, you know, the power system in Bleach is Reiatsu, right?
He shouldn't have even made it into the Soul Society. How did he get past? Anyway.
Well, the thing is,
go ahead.
I understand, especially in terms of what Mark said, in terms of each girl messes up, because he is literally the holy trinity of powers in Bleach. He has soul powers.
He's the trinity of bullshit.
No. Listen to this. Listen to this. My dude.
It's true. He has Shinigami powers, then he has Wakamundo powers, and then like they give him.
He's got Quincy powers
bullshit.
as well, my guy.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about that. What?
Yeah. They tease it.
Just because. it gets to a point where it's like,
we're gonna cause an aneurysm.
no, okay, next one.
Fuck.
He's going through it. He's like,
Wait,
fuck.
I'm
I
sorry.
feel like Ichigo's a Quincy now.
How in the fuck did he get Quincy powers?
His mom
was a Quincy.
His mom was
No! Oh!
which I know you're probably
His
thinking.
mom was killed on purpose as well.
You're probably thinking, why did she die then? But hey. We move.
He's literally facing all.
He can't even look at it.
Wait. I'm trying to wrap my brain around this. So his mother was a Quincy who married a Shinigami.
Yeah.
She was then killed by a hollow that is not even that powerful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? And that goes back to the main problem with the power system. She's a Quincy, goddammit. That is for one goal. She fights hollows. I get that she was protecting her son, but you mean to tell me you can't grab your fucking bow?
I mean, so like there's a slight element to there as well in terms of like at the time.
The father, like he's a Shinigami. Did they explain that? I forgot if they explained that or not.
No, they
did.
I don't know. It merited a larger explanation, but they did address it.
Okay, because when I saw that in season, it was either season, I think it was like 4 or.
It was literally
right
right at the end when he was fighting Aizen. It was literally,
it was, and then it brought up some questions because I thought like Shinigamis were like dead and.
Yeah, they are.
They are. No, no, hold on. Then.
They are dead.
Each goes alive.
How did
He gets to Shinigami state. He had to knock himself out.
Each goes alive though.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? Okay, that's like remember when you and I were talking yesterday, Ozzy, about the Billy and Mandy thing with Irwin?
Yeah.
It's like that to a whole nother level.
Oh yeah,
right?
he's a vampire, isn't it?
No, he's a mummy too. His mom is a corpse, and his father fucked it. Like.
Oh yeah, he's granddad's Dracula.
His granddad Dracula. His mother is a zombie.
He's a vampire mummy. He's a product of so many wrong things.
He's a black vampire mummy.
Either way, he's gonna get shot.
Can I just say, Owen was out here breaking boundaries. He was the first black vampire's mummy.
That said, yo.
To illustrate that he was black.
Can we please get back to Bleach? God damn it. This only goes to cement why it needs to be in the Z. The fluctuation of the power system is fucking ridiculous. Like, Quincy's are supposed to be these powerful beings, but they can't go toe-to-toe with certain hollows, and their power is finicky at best. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't even know what to make of, what's the big guy's name? Chuck? What's his name?
Chuck. Yeah, Chuck.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, how do you explain his powers? He's like the weakest person of them all, honestly, if it comes down to it.
I think what they did is that they tried to retroactively explain stuff. Or maybe that was the intention, but you know.
Yeah, no, it was retroactive. It's going back to change things.
It could have been the intention, but the intention was wrong because from the time out of nowhere, Orihime could start healing people, but we were like, she's a normal human. Like, why is she?
Remember, they found out that it wasn't really she was healing; she was reversing time or something like that.
Yeah.
I just wanted her so badly. Like, she has the power to change time.
Okay, no, that made no sense. You know what? You're. I feel like
it deserves a detail.
The feeling I have right now is like when you tell a kid that Santa Claus isn't real, and their world.
Yeah, your favorite anime is trash.
I was like, oh, you're really throwing out facts here. I'm annoyed.
They
And
really did
again-
that. They really
and
did
again-
that, Ozzy.
And again, viewers, please understand. We don't hate Bleach. None of us
I hate
here
Bleach.
hate Bleach. You hate Bleach?
Nah, I lied.
Yeah, about to say.
None of
I hate
us
I
hate
wasted some
Bleach,
time
but
watching
This
some of it.
does like the power system is so for Donkey Kong. It's almost laughable. He got away with all of this shit
Honestly.
because it literally does the Dragon Ball Z thing where it's like believe in oneself and you will become powerful. Like Ichigo in season 2 alone should have lost at least 7 different times. He should have lost to Kenpachi. He should have lost to him. He should have lost to Ren.
so hard.
Ren, he should have lost to immediately.
Grimjow should have got bodied.
When
The
he
Visors,
saved
he should have died.
Rukia, he should have lost to all three of the vice captains and the captain that was there.
They should have even made it to the captain.
I don't even know how. How did he even stop the bird? The bird's supposed to kill Shinigamis, and he stopped it with a blade.
That was getting cool because he was doing it nonchalantly behind his back. It's kind of like, you know, it had the cool music playing. I was like, that was a very cool scene. I'm just like, yo, Yuki, what's going on? But I was also confused. I was like, so hold on. Out of nowhere, you gained the power of 1,000 Zombie toes.
In one day.
Sick.
One day. He had 1 day of training. Like, not even a day. It was a couple hours. He got beaten to a pulp by Kenpachi. They had that really, really awesome battle. I will not deny it. That was a great fight scene.
Yeah.
It's total bullshit that he wanted, though. And then he gets saved by the cat lady, and then they go into the equivalent of a hyperbolic chamber. It's like just training. And I heard this, like, I remember I had a debate many years ago where someone was making some excuse like, well, the vice captains were caught off guard. They weren't ready for Ichigo. Are you fucking kidding me? They fight wars with hollows. If you're not prepared for your enemy to attack
For another
you,
Soul Reaver.
I couldn't co-sign that excuse. That's like that's so bad. How can you tell?
It's like saying you're in the military, and then all of a sudden some random kid starts to shoot the place and like, well, he caught me off guard. That's your one job.
Nigga, you're supposed to be on job.
Like you have training
sleeping?
for this. You train for these inevitabilities or these.
Nigga, your role is the guardsman.
Exactly,
the fuck you do it?
Exactly.
You dropped the ball on the first part.
You know what? You know, I actually don't have a counter. Yeah, Zeta. I honestly, with my chest, thought it was gonna go into B, but fair enough. Z.
No, Z.
It's so hard. Dude, Ozzy, I feel you, man. I love it. Bleach actually inspired me to make that comic that I told you about. I based it off of Bleach because I like Bleach so much. But you gotta look at it like critically and honestly. The power system makes no sense. How do you gauge power? Like,
you know what? This right here. This is me being confused by the drip. There was too much drip in Bleach, and that's why I got confused.
Not to mention, like, each of the captains, there's a ranking in captains. Like, there's the number 1 captain, there's the 12th captain, right? Is there a power system between them? Does the number 1 captain have to be the strongest, or is he just the leader? Because if that's the case, Aizen should have never gone away with his plan, because the number 1 captain should have stopped him.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And where was he the whole time? He was just sitting back like, oh, my elite fighters are getting bested by a boy that's not even a fucking teenager yet. Barely a teenager. You've lived for hundreds of years, and you can't fight a teenager.
Oh wow, that's actually you know what? Because they don't really age like that. I forget that they actually are like hundreds of years old.
They're stupid old.
But it escapes you because they look like they're in like their 30s and maybe their 40s, or some of them even look like kids.
Yeah.
By the way, I apologize that I got so fiery there.
No, don't apologize. Cause like for me, it's me just like in shock as to how did I not see this myself?
Yeah, how did you?
It's like you just took me out of a
years of introspection, guys. I just really thought back to all the things that I liked as a kid.
Did I really like it?
Dragon Ball Z.
Was it really good?
For spectacle's sake, it was fine. It was enjoyable for my teenage mind. To me, it was coolio. But now that I've experienced and learned how to spot good storytelling, great balance in like power sets and stuff like that, yeah, it doesn't work. It's very faulty. You know,
Yeah,
you look,
yeah.
it's almost laughable that Bleach is in the same like genre as Death Note. Death Note is far more intelligent
Oh
and
yeah.
more
Yeah.
balanced
Yeah.
compared to Bleach.
That rattled me. You rattled me when you said Bleach and Death Note. I was like, what's this guy
They're
talking
both
about? Like,
Shonen
they're
Jump.
two
They're
different
both
leagues.
Shonen Jump stories.
That's
And then you look,
crazy.
it's like you
Mm,
go to a fine like a AAA restaurant with Death
yeah.
Note, and then you go to McDonald's for like Bleach.
You go to
know what
White
I'm
House.
saying?
Or
You go
or
to
it's
White
still
Burger.
at that that 5-star Michelin star restaurant. For the dessert, they give you a Twinkie.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
you know,
I'm done ranting. We can move on now. We can move
no,
on.
like, oh, I've been taken out the cult. Jeez, wow, Bleach, man, really
BB.
disappointed me.
That
You know what?
Quincy thing really blew my fucking mind. By the way, like I can't believe it. Are you gonna tell me he's Mexican too? Is he Mexican too?
No,
Maybe.
that's just Chad.
You sure? I'm not gonna
No.
find out like when they release the new Bleach series, like Chad and him are actually long lost, like fucking
His
hermanos
uncle.
or something.
His uncle comes.
Actually, hold
and
on.
He's a
You
soul.
you know,
He's a
you know,
soul
you know,
reaper
you know
with
what? You know what?
maracas.
You might also be annoyed at the Fullbringers return.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah,
What?
You're
might,
mad.
that might annoy you.
That comes back.
Yeah, no, that's definitely gonna annoy you. But we'll leave that. One Piece.
You know, Bleach is getting is a comeback.
Yeah, he just said it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Bleach's gonna get a second anime, but I think he's still in shock by the Fullbringers coming back.
I think he had a heart attack.
Why?
Okay, there he goes.
Why?
Because you put so much effort into the character designs, you have to bring him back, right?
Yeah.
Why?
From a writer's perspective, I understand why he did it. It's not good, but I understand why. There's an attachment there.
Let's just One Piece. Let's talk about One
Piece.
Piece.
A. One Piece is going to A.
Okay.
I say B.
A,
because
B.
I still have got I've got
I'm
questions.
hovering. Let's. You know what? From what I've seen in the anime, and keep in mind, I haven't seen up to when they start using haki.
Mm.
I'm thinking B as well, because with the devil fruit system, I like the almost kind of like lottery system there was.
Yeah,
where,
it's very lottery.
yeah, so it's like you just kind of get a power based on a strange fruit, and it was a mixture. Well, the power systems there were like there were some devil fruits which had a very, very strong power, but equally you also had people that knew how to use that power to its fullest potential.
Yeah.
So
I mean, from what you've seen, it goes beyond. When you say full potential, that's not full potential.
right. So, in instance, can you expand on the haki stuff? Like, how does the haki improve on the devil fruit powers, or is that a separate power in general?
It's a separate power. Essentially, haki is the user's will, and it comes in 3 flavors: observation haki, armament haki, and conqueror's haki. Armament haki is what you would have seen. How far have you guys watched up to?
I watched all the way up to
Frankie just joined the team for me.
Frankie just joined the team.
Yeah, I haven't met Brooke yet, so.
Yeah, so you
And
guys
then
won't.
there's a new member, I think. He's
Yeah. There's a lot of you guys haven't seen anything related to haki. Well, to armament haki yet, but armament haki is something that allows non-devil fruit users to attack Logia fruit users. Do you know what Logia fruit is?
Nope.
So Logia fruit, because there's different types of devil fruits. There's the Paramecia, Zoan, and Logia. Paramecias are basically everyday objects, so like springs, chairs, guns, stuff like that. If you eat that, you can turn your body into a part of that. So like if I eat a spring fruit, I can change part of my body into springs. Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay.
But if I eat the string fruit, parts of my body become string, bada bing, bada boom.
Okay, got it.
Logias, they are essentially elements. So water, electric, earth, fire, shit like that.
So like Luffy's brother.
Yeah, fire first based. king.
Like Luffy's brother and Magellan.
Yeah. Well, no, Magellan is a paramecia.
Oh, he's Parmesan.
Yeah.
I thought he controlled like water
Poison?
or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
poison.
poison? Okay.
Yeah, but poison's classed as a paramecia. It's really weird. And then there's Zoan. Chopper. You both know Chopper?
Yeah.
Yes. He's the reindeer. Turns
early
into
on.
the
He ate the
muscly guy.
human. He ate the human fruit. He's originally a reindeer, and the human fruit is a Zoan type. So with Haki, you get the armament Haki allows you to punch Logia through. So because Logia has this annoying property like, hey, my body's sand down, you can't hit me. Armament Haki allows you to do that. You can imbue it in weapons and your body. Observation Haki allows you to see shit. Also see through, like, I'm gonna call it Genjutsu, just to make it easier, like illusions and shit. Stuff like that. Conqueror's Haki, you've both seen it. Shanks used it when he lost his arm. It's the ability to impose your will upon others. I'm sorry I'm speaking slow, I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting it right. So when Luffy fell overboard and was drowning, and the Sea King came to attack, and it attacked Shanks and took his arm, and then Shanks looked at it, that is Conqueror's Haki. It's essentially King's Haki. It's essentially saying, you bow down to me.
Time.
Yeah, you bow down to me. I don't want you evolved. Go away. Luffy gets to use it at a Paramount War. You'll see. It knocks people out if your will isn't strong enough.
I'm gonna say A tier now.
Yeah,
I like this system. It's very intricate.
Yeah. Just because you have a devil fruit doesn't mean you can't use Haki as well. As I said, Luffy, Conqueror's Haki.
So is there ever a case where, and based on the description, I think the answer is going to be no, but is there a system where your devil fruit complements the type of Haki you want to use?
Yeah. Luffy gets to use Armament Haki. So you see how he has Gum Pistol?
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine putting, what's a hard metal? What's the hardest metal you know?
I'm thinking
hard metal.
Hard metal.
Iron, titanium.
Titanium. So imagine his arms turn into
Platinum, I would say
titanium.
platinum.
Yeah. Imagine his arms turn to titanium. And now you haven't heard of, have you seen Second Gear?
Yeah, I've seen Second Gear. I mean, I played some
Gear.
of the games, yeah.
Yeah. You've seen that, and you can see how, like imagine putting Armament Haki on top of that.
Oh, I get you now. So, for instance, rather than being hit with his elastic arms, or being hit with like these iron...
Elastic metal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
A tier.
I see that. See the intricacies of that. How do you think the devil fruits affect the world in the fact that there's usually a hunt for them when a good one is available?
The thing is, when it comes to the devil fruit, only one of each devil fruit can exist in the world. If someone has already eaten that devil fruit will no longer exist until that person dies.
Right.
If you've eaten a devil fruit, you can't eat another one. You will die. In case, this is the only reason I wouldn't put it in S tier. Actually, I won't even spoil it for you.
Wow, just very objective. I'm proud of you.
You know.
Sorry, I spent a lot of time watching One Piece to catch up.
I mean, you'd have to, right?
Yeah, dude,
Jesus, I can only imagine.
Dude, it's turned me around.
Marathon, your life is you basically have no life.
Dude, I thought, like, back in the day, I thought Naruto was amazing. Now I think I've wasted time watching Naruto. I could have been watching One Piece. One Piece.
I actually felt the same way
top tier.
a couple years ago. I'm like, man, I really wasted my time on Naruto.
Yeah, it is. I watched
the respect of my man. You really disrespected my man's name. You know, he taught you the power of friendship. And
no, fuck that.
Dude, and how to be
Ozzy, if anyone's ever gained anything from Naruto, it's me. It's me. But I have to be objective. Naruto is very average, storytelling wise, character and action. Like it's a big spectacle, but substance to me, the substance means more than a spectacle.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? Why do you think Bleach is down there in the fucking garbage, man?
Yeah, it's in the fucking boonies for a reason.
All right. In that case, moving on from one heavy hitter to another heavy hitter.
F.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I don't think it should go to the Z tier because
my heart says D though, but it might be F. I don't know. I love Dragon Ball Z, and
I'm glad you said Dragon Ball Z because there's a difference between Dragon Ball
is the best of all three of them, or all four at this point.
Just normal Dragon Ball?
No. Dragon Ball is the most balanced story with a clear hierarchy of power, and it's a fun adventure. It's a fun adventure story.
Goku was a savage.
The Dragon Balls actually mattered. There was a point to them. The humans actually mattered. They could do
there was
something.
Stakes.
Stakes. Like there was a good action, good storytelling. Goku had obstacles that were actually well defined.
Also funnier.
You get the Dragon Ball Z, and it's almost pathetic when you see the humans, and it's laughable because Krillin is the strongest human in the world, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Krillin has one of the most strongest moves, and misses constantly.
But that's to me that's almost like not an allegory, but that's a perfect representation of how humans are in the Dragon Ball world. Powerful, not good enough. That's it.
Okay, hold on.
When did any of the human characters do anything of significance in Dragon Ball Z?
Mr. Satan
forward
and Buu, Majin Buu.
Yeah.
He didn't fight him, though. He
stalled him. He stalled him.
Yeah, in his pathetic little whimpery Zenitsu fashion, But
I mean, Hercule was the original simp.
He cut off Vegeta's tail.
That was okay, but I said like he cut his tail, which is great. It was helpful. But it's not like as though he faced off against Vegeta and just got the upper hand.
At least my guy was there, though.
Goes,
you know what? That's Yajirobe putting his name. Yajirobe's just putting his name on the school report. That's him with a pen, just like, and sign.
You know when you have to sign in for work.
He did one more cool thing. He's actually cut Vegeta when he was trying to kill Gohan. That was pretty bold. And he gets the shit kicked out of him.
He gets stomped the fuck out.
Okay.
That's the last good thing a human does in the show. Like if you really think about it.
It's not even that Krillin threw the spirit bomb. He missed and he had hit a Gohan, deflected it. I was taking a piss. That's how you know humans are trash.
Let's not even get into Yamcha, the disgrace that he is.
Why would you give?
It's almost funny. It's almost funny. Yamcha used to be able to fight like on par with like Goku, and it wasn't even a joke. He was competent. He was a competent fighter.
Wolfang Fist.
Wolfang Fist.
I thought that was a great name.
He's a fucking joke.
Dude, I got a
It's
statue
almost
figure.
laughable when you see Yamcha gearing up for battle. What the fuck are you gonna do?
What are you doing, my guy? Go play baseball.
Go play baseball. Or like you see Chaozu gearing up. I almost laughed when I saw Tien, part of Goku's team in Dragon Ball Super. I'm like, I know who's gonna lose now.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
You're picking up father teamates. Okay.
Did you guys see that arc? Did you guys see that arc, by the way, where they were fighting for the uniforms?
Yeah. And then Tien got his power up.
Yeah.
He's got his little power up, but it didn't matter.
He lost, right?
Yeah. He was trash.
I mean,
wasn't Master Roshi also part of the team? Did he win?
Yeah. Benched.
Did he win?
No.
They were bench warmers.
Shout out to Android 17.
Someone else take over.
My nigga wanted the boat.
Somebody take over before I start ranting.
Okay, now I'm just gonna have one question then, in terms of what gives Dragon Ball the edge over each, Bleach and Ryatsu. What
It didn't
keep
try
in mind,
to actively
to be honest, we
fix
didn't even say
itself.
what the power system was in Dragon Ball. The power system in Dragon Ball is supposed to be
Key. We know.
But yeah, so what gives it the edge over Reactor?
Ryatsu's in Bleach, right?
Yeah.
Marcus, you want to take it? I feel like I'm not gonna talk for like 3 minutes. You go.
I'm trying
you
to
guys go.
like I'm trying to do it where it's not biased and I'm not sounding like raw. I don't know how to say this.
Marcus
Bleach suck.
Space.
Bleach sucks. That's all it is.
I think what probably happened is with Bleach there was a lot of like, wishy-washy back and forth stuff going on where it's like, characters would just become strong and it wouldn't really make sense.
Oh, at least we knew that Goku was fucking around with these people, at least.
Yeah, from the get-go, we knew that Goku was essentially Superman. Like, alien, flown into the world, always had this strength.
Deus Ex Machina that had to happen.
Yeah.
And
but with Bleach, it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He just decided, hey, he needs a power-up now.
Like characters will spike in power, then they go back down.
Yeah.
Spike in power, go back down.
Makes no sense.
At least like in Dragon Ball Z, when you level up, and you stay there until
you stay there
foe
until the Saiyans leave you behind.
Oh yeah. Basically.
So with all the Super Saiyans, it means that
you don't have Saiyan DNA. You don't get stronger after you almost die. Oh, that sucks for you, dude.
But it's kind of sad though, because there's sometimes when you like the variety. I like Goku in his normal base form. We barely see him fighting that anymore because if you're gonna fight, you go Super Saiyan. But even then,
it just goes blue.
Why go? Yeah, why even go Super Saiyan now? Just go to blue. Why even go to blue?
That's what I said when I watched. That's what I said when I watched Dragon Ball Super Broly. I'm like, why are you even turning into a Super Saiyan? Just go to Super Saiyan God.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a spectacle, and I stood up and clapped.
when he went Super Saiyan, or when he went Super Saiyan God?
When he did the when he does the little hop and he's getting ready to fight.
Oh yeah, the little stretch and hop.
I was like, oh yeah, this is that animation is what I was there for.
Oh yeah, it's great, but at the same time, it didn't last long.
No, I didn't. You got base form for like 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes.
But anyway, moving on
you always wonder why do they even stay in base form? They might as well just stay Super Saiyan all the time.
Do you remember that time when they came back from the hyperbolic time chamber?
Like they were Super Saiyan.
Are you Super Saiyan all the time? It's just normal now.
It really is. It just kind of. The problem is with Dragon Ball is that it feels like every time they reach a new level, it waters down the previous achievements.
Yeah.
Each time.
Yeah.
Because red meant nothing now. Red was literally a stepping stone.
Who cares now? Gold means nothing because you had red. Like
because it wasn't really like a specialism. Gold. It was just an overall new element and realm of power rather than a specialism or
it was God Key that they were introducing.
Yeah, it wasn't like a specific skill that they're using.
Who needs humans and Namekians? Just get the Saiyans.
Yeah, man.
Like every other character really is just irrelevant if you think about it.
No.
They were the ones that were enslaved.
I guess because they never knew their true potential. I guess they were the black people of space.
To be honest, you say that the Wu-Tang Clan literally, or was it? I think RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan, who's a huge anime head, literally says that. Like he believes Dragon Ball Z is is
an allegory for black people.
Exactly. And then one commentator says, "I see what you're saying, but they do have a character called Mr. Black in it,
who's just like." Just look at Mr. Popo. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They also have Mr. Popo as well, and it's kind of like.
He's wearing a turban.
You're stretching.
Black.
It can't. I mean, hey, art. Art's meant to be interpreted. So if that was his interpretation,
fair enough.
More power to you, brother. But
I see where you're going from, but you're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with that, but you're going the wrong way.
Not to mention, like, when it comes to, like, villains, like, they did a good job with Vegeta, and they did a good job with Frieza. I think when we started getting into the Android arc, and things were like power levels started to kind of be in question. Like, why are these androids
I think
than Frieza?
by the end of Frieza, power levels didn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
They got rid of the scouters
Yeah.
altogether.
They got rid of them. They got rid of them.
Because what did it matter? Like, you're right. It
didn't matter. Because at that point, they were hiding their power levels. And if the enemy couldn't tell how strong they were, what was the point? How can we tell? How can we tell how strong the enemy is? And that's when we had to gauge when I'm going to destroy the planet in 5 minutes. 30 episodes still here. But anyway.
Oh, the meme of the century.
But anyway, man.
Like, you know, when you even think about Cell is an amalgamation of all of these different types of powers.
Cell's dumb.
But he really is like, he's an amalgamation of all of these different power sets, and you wonder, how is he just not OP as fuck?
How did he come back after being self-destruct?
Yeah, or how is it that Goku could like go toe-to-toe with him? Did he know all of Goku's moves? What did Goku suddenly just get a new idea?
He has. No. He literally does have that. He has that. He has information on Goku and all of the Z fighters until they went to
have like
Namek.
Amazing advantage over his enemy. Yet he still loses.
Up until Namek, that's how much he knew. When they got back from Namek, he didn't know anything about Super Saiyan. So when Goku rocked up and on Super Saiyan, he was like, "What is this, my dude?"
Whoa there.
True. Good point.
I wasn't prepared.
And
it was because of another problem with the Earthlings and someone you couldn't, bang. Krillin decided to keep Android 18 alive. Is why we got Perfect Cell.
Hey, guys. Simping ain't easy.
Trust me, I know.
Anyway, let's talk about Nen.
Oh, yeah. So, last but not least, we have Nen from Hunter x Hunter.
Damn,
why are you going to beat him?
With one I don't know either.
This one, I want to put an A.
A?
Actually, no. C. S.
I'd say S. Okay, now why are you gonna put it? So let me give a breakdown just so Tony's aware. Obviously, Hunter's a long-running anime. It still hasn't ended, but I'm not gonna talk about that because that gets me emotional.
I'm sorry, bro.
It's so good, but he doesn't want to finish it. Anyway, it's essentially a universal kind of power system that is kind of shown throughout the world and is
only secretly known to the hunters.
Yeah, it's secretly known to the hunters and like practiced and improved on by the hunters. But your average people that are, talented in a particular thing can exude Nen in that practice. So for instance, there's one in the Chimera Ant arc, there's a girl who's able to exude her Nen just by being able to play this like chess like game with one of the with the Ant King Meruem. So as far as its capacity or its use in the story, Nen is essentially a way to level up not only your fighting abilities but also any other skills you might have. So there's fighters that use it to increase their physical strength or fire projectiles. There's others that use it to sew on limbs to the by on a cellular level. What else? It's really technical, and there's kind of like a grid which illustrates it.
Take it.
Yeah, go on.
So I'll take it from here.
Nen is the power system in Hunter x Hunter. So what essentially is what Ozzy said was life energy being used in different forms. So you have a hexagon grid with different abilities. You have 6 classes, right? Is it called classes?
Yeah, you can say classes.
Yeah.
Or 6 types.
You have 6 types. So you have the enhancing types. So these are people that would use their Nen and enhance something. So either a physical object or themselves, their body, stuff like that. Then you got transmutations, so they are the ability to transform their aura into something else.
Mhm.
So you can turn their aura into electricity or something like that. Conjurations, this is the ability to create objects. So
Or
like,
creatures.
creatures, yeah, sorry. So you can make Nen beasts. That's it.
Yeah.
Specialization. This is they have access to all of them, everything. So the whole grid, I can do everything. Fuck you. Then they got manipulation, people to manipulate inanimate objects or people, and emission. People are able to detach the aura. So think about Kamehamehas and things like that. Now with Nen, it gets even more in depth because you can.
You're not just one particular type.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can split up. So say, can you bring up the grid, Odyssey?
Oh, actually, let me see if I can bring that up.
Because the grid shows you the percentage of how good you will be if you were say if specialization, I said it's 100%. So that gives me the ability to master all of those 6 types. Manipulation has I've got say a manipulator. I've got 60% chance of being able to learn emission technique. So you understand?
Yeah, I'm following.
And if I was an enhancer, I have a 60% opportunity to do emission and a 60% transmutation.
Well, the way that you're describing it, right? Like I already see it's a beautiful structure. It seems to be well balanced. There are facets of it that's unique to each. I see your argument about it being S tier. I mean I haven't seen it personally, but when I hear things like that, I think back to like Fullmetal Alchemist, and I think back to Avatar and how well structured those were when it came to the balance system. Oh, see, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's exactly it.
Oh,
so they would have percentages. So say if you were looking at enhancement, you'll be 60 transmutation, 60 emission. Emission will be 60 or 60 enhancement. The one to your left and right essentially will be a.
This almost looks like something you would find in like an MMO or something.
Dude, because the guy plays video games. The author.
Yeah. Oh,
he's a big boy nerd.
Here's a better grid. Let me just open it in a new tab and bring that across.
I mean, the guy also created, in my opinion, one of the best shonen in Yu Yu Hakusho. So,
indeed. So it's slightly blurry. I'll keep it this.
But
yeah, this is what it means. So, for instance,
you're an emission.
If your natural type is emission, so that's the type of Nen that you're, most apt at using. That's your innate ability. If you wanted to use enhancement, you'd be 80% proficient at that. Transmutation, 6%. Conjure, you can conjure something around 40%, and then
practically useless.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. It's
and then
the further away from your original point, the more difficult it will be. I'll say the wrong numbers as well.
Exactly, but because of these affinities, if you will, you can combine these in certain aspects. So, I'm trying to think
of an enhanced emission. So you can enhance your body while shooting a Kamehameha. So taking the aura from. So a way of doing that would be converting the enhancement trait by taking the damage from combat, taking that aura into your aura, and then emitting it through for a Kamehameha blast or something like that.
Yeah. And in a similar way, for instance, with emission and manipulation, imagine being able to fire your Nen at someone and control them from a far distance. It's almost like an archer that fires like a mind control arrow.
It doesn't even have to be
mind control. Damn, I need to see this anime.
Manipulate your aura as well.
Yeah.
You can literally use your aura as like a spirit.
Do I watch the 90s one or do I watch the 2011 one?
2011 one.
Okay.
Definitely
2011. Got it.
But yeah.
But as long as we all can agree, Bleach is a piece of shit.
Baggio.
I mean,
Ozzy, you're woke now. Don't
No,
deny it.
honestly, you guys took me out the cold. I was so surprised. I was like,
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
He literally opened his third eye. He's like, see it all.
This is trash.
wow.
Anyway,
I'm actually so shocked.
yeah.
No. But let's have a final review. Looking at what we have here, we've got our S-tier animes, Fullmetal Alchemist with its alchemy, Avatar: The Last Airbender with its bending.
Not really anime.
Not an anime, yes, but we kept honorable mention. My Hero Academia with its quirks, Hunter x Hunter with its nen. Then A-tier, we've got JoJo Bizarre Adventure with its stands / Hamon, Fire Force with its fire generation abilities, Promised Neverland with its intelligence, Reborn with its dying will abilities, One Piece with its devil fruit / haki. B-tier, we've got Naruto with its chakra, Demon Slayer.
Rightfully belongs.
Kill la Kill with its Goku uniforms. And in C2, we've got Black Clover, Magic, Fairy Tail, Magic, Shaman King.
Magic.
How much we rate Magic?
Shaman King, Shaman powers.
Magic.
Or rather, the technical term would be like Oversouls.
Yeah.
D tier, Baki, martial arts. Tokyo Ghoul, we've got I think just say Ghoul powers, right? I don't know if there's a specific
Ghouls.
term.
Ooh, powers.
Exactly. In the F tier, unfortunately, it pains me to do this. So we have Dragon Ball Z with Kai, and then in Z tier, which was a shock to me, we've got.
I think we can just wrap it up now.
If we had to.
Is it just weird though, guys? The anime that we grew up with, like these classic shonen, they're in the low tier.
Yeah.
It's like the only one that's in a higher tier is Naruto, and even that you could kind of question. But
I mean, no,
One Piece, though.
One Piece
is A.
there. One Piece is A.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And keep in mind, JoJo is still quite old.
Yeah, but I wasn't watching
but
JoJo.
They go through like a reboot every other year.
JoJo
like
came out when I was 2.
Yeah, I mean, even Hunter x Hunter, to be honest, and Fullmetal Alchemist. I feel like it's actually spread across quite nicely. But
when I say kid, I'm talking like the '90s and maybe the early 2000s a little bit.
I think to your point, like a lot of newer ones are higher up. I'd say that, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the end of our first podcast, folks. I want to give a big shout out to Tony, aka the Black Critic Guy, for being our special guest. Make sure to follow him on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and check out his YouTube channel, Black Critic Guy, for great rants and reactions. And if you'd like to have a go at our tier list, links are in the description down below. You can tag us at New Africa Comics with your rankings, and we can continue this debate online. If you like this conversation and want us to do more, then drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. We also have a live 24/7 lo-fi hip-hop radio to tide you over to the next podcast. To keep up to date, follow us on our socials at New Africa Comics on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and also check out our website www.newafricacomics.com to read our flagship comic, Shango. That's all for now, and we'll meet again next time.